Welcome into Sports Time on a Fight Song Friday. Bryant, Brett, Landon with you for the next 3 hours. We are Sports Time, and starting the show off, I think everybody knows the second fight song with the Tigers. The first one, Tulane. So getting those two in, as it's a big night tonight down at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Memphis and Tulane. Memphis, after seeing themselves in that 12 spot in the college football playoff bracket, looking to stay a part of that bracket with another win tonight against Tulane. We'll talk a lot about that, a lot about the weekend that is ahead of us. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm doing well, and I don't, as many times in football and basketball, I don't know if I've ever seen them in any other sport, that I've been to Tulane games, I don't know that the fight song ever stood out to me. And I've seen Tulane in a lot of things in a lot of places.
Yeah, Tulane is one of those fight songs where when Landon earlier said, "Hey, have you ever heard the Tulane fight song?" And I was like, I don't know if I have. And then when I heard it, I was like, I definitely heard this before. But I think it is one of those, like, it's good. I liked it, but it's not one of those that you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that one.
And I'm not so sure that all the years and all the different conferences that they've been in with the Tigers at basketball tournaments in Memphis, that they've brought pep bands for.
Probably haven't, yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably not.
But, in football there at Ullman, at the Dome, and other places.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Liberty Bowls,
sure,
Oxford,
a lot of places. But yeah, I mean, it's. But I like it. I think it's a good fight song.
Fairgrounds at games against Tigers.
Sure, absolutely, everywhere. But no, I like the fight song. I think it's good. But hopefully, not that they're going to bring the band tonight. Hopefully, we won't be hearing a lot of it tonight against Tigers. So.
Biggest game ever. Some have pushed back against that. Do you accept or push back?
I think. The way that I think
will not hurt my feelings either way.
No, but I think when we had Greg on yesterday, I think that was the perfect kind of representation of it, because I think the way that we are saying it and the way that Greg is viewing it is kind of different. Because I think if you just think biggest game, okay, well, there's other games in history that come up. But what we're saying is this is the biggest game because you win this.
The consequences.
You stay alive for quite possibly the biggest thing to ever happen in Tiger football history and going to the college football playoffs. And so, yeah, it makes it so important. So, yeah, I'm with you on that because we know what happens if you lose this game tonight. It makes everything kind of outside of the picture, it would feel like.
I know a lot of people are thinking, big games with Tennessee and other SEC teams.
Sure.
And Greg even mentioned, the American Championship game that vaulted them into the Cotton Bowl. Well, the American Championship game was the biggest game that then got them into the biggest game. Can your biggest game ever be a loss?
No, I don't think so.
And I asked that because I think Arkansas's biggest game they've ever played in was a loss.
Well,
big shootout in '69.
I think it depends, because I put the Cotton Bowl in there, and that was a loss for the Tigers.
Sure.
And so I would say it certainly could be. I think it's
I've got
rare.
Arkansas friends of mine still talking about going to the Sugar Bowl and playing Ohio State. They lost.
Yeah. So I think it can. I mean, I think it's very rare, but I think it can be.
And then a whole different subject is biggest win ever.
Sure. Yeah.
I think a biggest game ever can be a loss.
Yeah, I think so.
No doubt West Virginia's biggest game ever was the Fiesta Bowl loss that was 1-2 against Notre Dame.
Definitely.
But they lost.
Right.
So then you would drill down, okay, then your biggest win ever.
Yeah, I like that. I think you have a little difference there. You got biggest game and the biggest win.
And your biggest loss ever can be different than your biggest game ever that was a loss.
I guess that is true. Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird, but hey, that's
okay.
the world we live in.
Hey, it's Friday.
Right? It's Friday. That's the way to start it. But like we mentioned, tonight is a big game between Memphis and Tulane.
Sure is.
A little bit of a later start than what you would usually assume because of that ESPN kickoff window. It will start at 8 o'clock tonight, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. It will take place right after a big basketball game, North Carolina and Kansas. So it's going to be a good night on ESPN, but the Tigers will be headlining on ESPN tonight in a big game against Tulane. Tulane coming off a loss against UTSA last Thursday night was that game for them. We know the Tigers coming off a pretty easy win last week against Rice. So really excited to see what this team looks like. I know earlier this week when we were talking about the college football playoff reveal coming out, and I know Darian said that he kind of liked the fact that the Tigers were not in the college football playoff top 25, because he said, well, you come in, you see your name in the college football playoff top 25, and you go, oh man, look at us, we're good. But maybe a little manufactured bulletin board material there for the Tigers at home. So I'm excited for tonight. It should be fun.
Very excited against, I still think, a good Tulane team. In the preseason, I had the Tigers 10-2, losing non-conference to Arkansas, and losing this game tonight to Tulane, and then winning out in the American and playing and defeating Tulane in the American championship game. I don't think they can afford to lose tonight.
No. This is, and we talked about that because of that loss against UAB. I don't think anybody, and look, if there's someone out there that predicted preseason a loss to UAB, love to hear from you. But there was pretty much nobody out there predicting a loss against UAB. All of those losses came after UAB. We always talked about USF, Tulane, the sneaky game at East Carolina, Navy on Thanksgiving. That's where we thought, okay, if you lose one or two games, that's where it needs to come from, and then you're probably good. That loss, and I think mentioned the college football playoff top 25, you saw how damaging that loss against UAB was, because one loss against UAB, and you're nowhere near the conversation of being in the college football playoff top 25. And after you were 22 in the AP poll and ranked in the coaches poll, your name wasn't even called in the top 25 for the college football playoff. So a very damaging win, and because of that, I do not think I do not think you can lose another one of these games and feel good going into potentially maybe trying to play in the conference championship.
And we'll see about crowds. I hope it's a great crowd for the Tigers. I think they have more than earned it downtown at FedEx Forum for the Grizzlies game around town for various high school playoff games. Then tomorrow, Tiger basketball Sunday afternoon. Grizzlies. Yeah. I know that's a lot. And look, I know there's no magic seeds for a money tree.
Right.
So I don't ever want to make light of or scoff at anybody on their spending habits, because I can assure you, if I wasn't working in this, I would not go with near the level I go at now, because I know what it costs and how much it costs, and I know you just simply cannot do everything. You can't go to everything you want to. It's why we have the beaming machine.
Right.
I mean, you just can't.
The beaming machine.
You just can't do it all. So it's some real, entertainment dollars pressure put on people this weekend in the area.
Oh, it is. I mean, we talk about it, and you just mentioned it. I mean, 2 games tonight that you can have your choice of with the Tigers and the Grizzlies. Tomorrow, Tiger basketball. Sunday, Grizzlies again. So, I mean, it's going to be a busy weekend, and I think it's going to be a weekend where there are a lot of questions that could be answered with a lot of these games. Certainly for the Tiger football team, do these hopes remain alive? Do you get a win and stay on that path? For the Grizzlies, we know that, and it feels like every day, Brett, more and more national stories being written about what's going on between Ja Morant, between his coaching staff, between this organization. Brett Siegel over at Clutch Points wrote a story today kind of breaking down everything that he's been told is happening behind the scenes with the Grizzlies. So a lot of eyes are going to be on that. A lot of questions of what does Ja Morant look like? What does this Grizzlies team look like against a Dallas team that has a lot of talent but has been struggling? And then certainly with Tiger basketball, we're going to talk with Jason Munns later this afternoon. But certainly questions there, especially after some of the comments made earlier this week by Coach Penny Hardaway and some of the players.
Yeah, I've only been to 2 Grizzlies games this year, opening night and Wednesday night, night before last. I did not feel any sense of, okay, here it comes. Here comes the booing. I didn't get, no. I didn't feel that at all in the building. I sure didn't opening night, but I didn't even Wednesday night. And people have a right to express themselves. Again, back to the hardworking, it's money. It costs money to go to all these things, and there's only really one way there's two ways you can bench. You can go and boo, or you can quit going.
Yeah, and we'll see if we start seeing.
I don't want either to happen.
No, I don't. And so I mentioned the story from Brett Siegel. I mean, a lot of interesting things in there, kind of going back to Ja and Taylor Jenkins' relationship, the interaction last Friday night on Halloween, and even going further. I mean, in the story it says that, here's a quote from the story: although the national storyline about the Grizzlies revolves around Morant's future with the organization, many teams around the NBA aren't enamored with what ultimately happens with the all-star point guard. Instead, teams are keeping a close eye on Jaren Jackson Jr. and how a potential fallout with Morant could impact his status, sources said. One Western Conference executive that spoke with Clutch Points described Jackson as the missing piece for many teams to win a championship right away in both conferences. So,
do you look at it kind of like how it was at the end for Powell with Jaren?
That's a good question.
He goes the right place and really helps them. Now, Powell was very much. We know Kobe and Shaq were 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Powell was third piece of the puzzle, wasn't he?
Definitely.
With those Lakers teams?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Jaren is a third piece of the puzzle with the championship team. I think he is a strong fourth piece.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what the team looks like. I mean,
Cleveland.
I think he'd be really good.
I do too.
Cleveland. I think
that's why it popped in my head.
A good three because here's the thing. And we've yet to see it with, obviously, Zach Edey being injured. But what are the issues we always talk about with Jaren Jackson Jr.? Rebounding. He's a phenomenal scorer. He can really shoot the ball. He can really put it in the basket. Rebounding is an issue. We know what he can do defensively. So if you go to a place that already has an established center that you can play beside as kind of that four, I think that would work out really well.
But before we get to that, and I just got a text from a friend that was there, said there were boos Monday night.
Oh wow!
But I did not hear one, and I didn't even hear. I thought, well, here it comes. This is the kick point that starts. I didn't think that, but I was told that there was booing Monday.
Interesting.
But before we get that far down the road, don't we at least want to see Edey get back?
Oh yeah,
and these guys play together?
I am nowhere near. Let's get rid of everybody. Let's trade him today. Because I think this team, this coach, everybody deserves to see this team at full strength and see these guys get back healthy and what they can add, what they can help. A
little bit like the Tigers. Now, I vowed yesterday, no freak out to a home conference loss game by me.
Right.
Yesterday we were visiting with Greg. I hope I stick to that.
Yeah. It almost feels like we're getting ready for your Major League Baseball not railing against Manfred type of thing.
I text you tomorrow at halftime.
That's right. Well, we're gonna come in like Monday or next week, and you're gonna be like,
I promise it won't. I promise.
Okay.
It won't.
Well, but that's kind of what it was with Manfred. Is it was like.
Well, he's a special kind.
That's true. That is very true. You're right. Manfred is very different.
I still love Tiger basketball.
Yes.
I never loved Rob Manfred.
That's right. You were already out on Manfred before you even just tried to be nice.
Before I even knew who he was, I probably didn't like him.
That's the truth. It was different. This is you trying not to say anything bad. The other was you trying to say things good about Manfred.
I have not been a fan of Rob Manfred since Don Holcomb senior year in 71, 72.
Well, yeah.
Larry Finch's junior year.
That's fair.
But the Tigers are 0-0, and boy, the not even bubbling, the overwhelming discontent at 0-0. Yeah. Now, the penny quotes this week did no favors.
No, but I mean, hey, if we come in here on Monday and hopefully we are talking about a Tiger win, both of us had that as W's and our W's and L's we did yesterday. I think we're gonna have a lot of good things to talk about. Let's wait and kind of see what this team looks like in a regular season game.
And phone lines wide open next Wednesday. What if win Saturday and a win in Oxford on Tuesday?
Hey, absolutely.
That's a big clam up to a lot of people, isn't it?
Then you're rolling. I mean, you start 2-0 with a win on the road at the SEC.
I can't stand those exhibition games. I can't stand them. Look what it's kind of had the Tigers start, way back of the pack at 0-0. At 0-0, you should be starting at the starting line.
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, the Tigers are not.
20 steps back.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it feels like it is.
I can't stand those games.
Yeah, no, they are.
And I'm going to quit prefacing about the calls. You know I like the calls.
Well, Brett, I have really, you don't even need to say that, because I don't know if you know this, but this is the first year, and it's going to grow, that you don't have to have a cause anymore to play exhibition games.
Well, I really don't like those games.
Like the Duke-Tennessee game that was on ESPN a Sunday night, there was no call surrounding that. It was just an exhibition game. They sold tickets. The university made all the money.
I don't think there was one around Auburn and
I don't think
Memphis.
there was either. I don't think there was either.
And look what it started.
Yeah. I mean,
look what it's kind of caused.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, these exhibition games, they are something else. But we'll see the team in a real game tomorrow afternoon against San Francisco. Well, let me set up today's show before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us. We'll talk wagering with him. We'll focus more on the NFL, but we'll also get to some of his favorite college games as well. 3:45, Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas in Fort Smith. He'll join us. We'll talk the Razorbacks with him. A lot of Razorback football to discuss with Ty Richardson. Where are they at right now with their coaching search? Who are the favorites? What is he hearing? And what does he expect to see down the stretch with this Razorback football team? 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. He'll join us. We'll talk some more wagering with him. We'll focus on the college side of things with Bruce. But as always, we'll get some NFL picks towards the end of our conversation with him. 4:30, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He'll give us his Landers locks for the weekend. At 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Jason Munns, the Tiger basketball beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. He'll join us. We'll talk a lot of Tiger hoops as we get ready for tomorrow afternoon's game against San Francisco. As always, Jason Munns brought to you by Jim's Place in Collierville. 5:30, we'll get to our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast. And 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The hot tub and swim spa clearance sale is going on right now. Hot tub starting at $24.99 and swim spa starting at $14,999. In-stock patio furniture up to 50% off and hot tub covers starting at $249 with the spa steps and cover lifts starting at just $99. Special financing is available, and if you mention this ad, receive a free gift with a hot tub purchase. So head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
Brian, please accept my apology. I wasn't listening well. Did you mention Tiger Bankroll?
Oh, Brad, I didn't. You were listening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You just didn't hear it. I forgot to mention Tiger Bankroll. We're going to get that started. I don't know if we'll have a line. We might just have to set it up. And
we have a line.
Oh, do we have a line? I've not
Memphis
seen a line.
Memphis minus 4.5.
Really?
That's the line we'll play with.
All right, that's what we'll play off of. So Memphis minus 4.5. Get ready. We'll do that around 4:45 when we're doing our big number of the day.
Sometimes I'm paying attention, but I don't listen well.
It's okay.
So I didn't know if you did.
Right, you were paying attention. I just didn't say it, so you're
all
right.
Good. All good. He's Brian. I'm Brett. Our producers, Landon Schmidt. We're Sports Time. We're with you until 6 o'clock live and local, and we want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will appear on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. I'm in Oxford, but wherever we are always in our Family Leisure Studios. And this hour brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2025 models and the 26s, and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by today at Lexus of Memphis, the only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2025 R26 flagship LS500, and you'll be driving in style. Go online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the next 2 days for Tiger Athletics. Tonight, it starts with a big football game against Tulane as the Tigers, who found themselves outside the college football playoff top 25, but found themselves inside the bracket, look to have those playoff hopes stay alive with a win over Tulane. But it won't be easy. This Tulane team, last year, if you remember, Memphis went down to New Orleans and ruined ruined their playoff hopes. Now Tulane will look to pay back revenge against the Tigers by ruining their playoff hopes. We talked about it a little bit earlier this week.
Are you setting up something's got to give?
Brett, something's got to give. I mean, it really does. Something's always got to give.
The best setup ever.
Oh, man, it's beautiful. But it really does. Something's got to give. We talk about this matchup and how back and forth these two teams have been the last couple years. Seemingly in every sport, it feels like football, basketball, whenever Memphis and Tulane meets, you're going to get a good game, and you really don't know
Hunter,
who's
Willie
going to win.
Fritz,
Well, and Ron Hunter's going to fall on the ground in agony and of defeat. I mean, I love Ron Hunter.
Worst mask wearer during COVID of anyone ever.
It's also true, but, I guess sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
The masks weren't doing anything, so it didn't matter.
So it didn't really matter at all. But it should be a fun game tonight for the Tiger football team. And then tomorrow we'll turn around and get our first look at regular season action for Penny Hardaway's Tiger basketball team as they host San Francisco. Looking at the San Francisco roster, I did not see their game earlier this week. I believe they played a non-Division I opponent in their first game. But
D3, wasn't it?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see it. I don't know exactly who they played, but I know it was a non-D1, so wherever they came from. But you look at this roster, they've got some intriguing players, some good players on their team, and we'll see. Like Brett mentioned, it feels like because of those exhibition games, Tigers kind of starting from behind with the outlook of the season. We'll see what that outlook looks like after tomorrow afternoon's game.
Bill Russell's alma mater, Casey Jones, Bill Cartwright, Quentin Daly, the San Francisco Dons. My top story, biggest game in Tigers football history is tonight at the Fairgrounds. Win, and the college football playoff becomes one game. It becomes one game closer. It gets one game closer. It then would make next week on the road at East Carolina the biggest road game ever. This is the stretch you get in when you're playing in these big games for a playoff run. Then Thanksgiving night at home against Navy would be the biggest home game in history. It would supplant tonight. That's how it works. And then an American Championship game at home would be big. Lose tonight, you watch those college football playoff brackets disappear. And then you watch those bowl projections on Sunday become the 79 Ventures Bowl in Mobile or back to the Roosters Coffee Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big one tonight for the Tigers against Tulane.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, we talked about Tiger football tonight, Tiger basketball tomorrow, but we haven't talked about Grizzlies, and they're in action tonight against Dallas. They're in action Sunday against OKC, and it feels like over the last couple of days, national stories being written about what's going on between Ja Morant, Tomas Islo, this Grizzlies organization. Today, the most recent one, Brett Siegel over at Clutch Points wrote a pretty in-depth story about what is going on behind the scenes, about Morant, about Taylor Jenkins, their relationship, the interaction Friday against the Lakers between Morant and Islo, and just pulling out some things from this story. It says in that piece from Brett Siegel, voices were raised during the post-game locker room session, and it ended with Morant essentially telling Islo that the constant substitutions were not working, and they were the reason for everyone's lack of enthusiasm in the second half. The coaches left the locker room, and multiple players approached Morant to share similar sentiments on the coaching philosophy early in this season. Sources said, Memphis has yet to win a game since tensions reached the boiling point in the Grizzlies locker room, and the matters have not been resolved in the slightest. He goes on to kind of talk
He's
about
toast.
He goes on to talk about other things with the front office, with Zach Kleiman. Now, I will say this, that Drew Hill on social media from the Daily Memphian has quote tweeted somebody posting a quote from the story and saying that there's quite a bit that the story from the story that doesn't line up with my informed sense at the time. Grizzlies players, essentially Ja, were very supportive of Islo becoming the full-time head coach. He puts a video that I think we brought up yesterday about Ja Morant, at least in his media availability, either at the end of the season or media days this year, being pretty supportive of Islo. But at least a lot of these national reports making it sound like Ja Morant maybe wasn't as in on Islo being the next coach, and more importantly, Taylor Jenkins being fired than what I think we have been led to believe.
My not top story, Indiana, 14 and a half point favorite at Unhappy Valley. Not Happy Valley, Unhappy Valley. 9-0 for IU. Penn State, no whiteout at 3-6. Tale of two different directions. Can you believe this is real life? Indiana football for now favored over Penn State and more prominent for right now than Penn State. Maybe Penn State chant tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon against Indiana should be, we were Penn State.
Whew. Brett, our preseason pick to be in the national championship game.
To win it all for me.
I think I don't remember if I had them winning or losing to Clemson in the national championship, but boy.
And Clemson.
Yeah, that's right.
Same chant.
Ooh, yeah, no, it is not good, but that'll be a fun one tomorrow between Indiana and Penn State. Well, that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to our first break, and when we return, we're talking some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova. Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis has serious vans for serious work. At 4430 American Way, they are the Mid-South source for cargo, passenger, crew vans, and custom chassis. Need one or a full fleet? New or used? They've got it with fleet solutions and custom upfits. Certified techs keep you moving with fast maintenance, repairs, and a large parts inventory. Mercedes-Benz Van Center is your Sprinter Van headquarters, 901-237-9302 or sprintervans.com. Mercedes-Benz Van Center Memphis, part of the Tag Truck Center family, driven to keep you on the road.
Memphis football is back in action Friday, November 7th, when the Tigers take on the Tulane Green Wave in our Salute to Service game. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, and Tiger Nation, wear black. The first 2,500 fans will score a Memphis Tiger camo trucker hat thanks to Mid-South Pulmonary. Join us as we honor and celebrate all military and first responders. Be all in. Get your tickets now at gotigersgo.com/tickets.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM, your Mid-South sports station.
Sports 56 Traffic.
Good afternoon. More volume pushing through Midtown. Here are the last few minutes as we check it out live again on 240 South at South Parkway. The further south you go. Now, we have noticed some radar a little bit earlier down in parts of DeSoto County on 55 south of Memphis as traffic builds over here on 240 getting on to 385 Bill Morris Parkway going outbound. Weimer's Jewelry is your full service family-owned jewelry store. Stop by and see them this holiday season and shop local. Why? You'll save a lot of money at Weimer's Jewelry out there on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and joining us now to talk some wagering, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us now. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. A lot of games to get to this weekend, so let's go ahead and get into them. Let's start with Sunday morning, another European game, bright and early in Berlin. Falcons and Colts. Colts have been one of the big stories of the season. But right now, Indianapolis, a 6.5-point favorite, the total 47.5. What do you like in this first game?
Yeah, man. First off, appreciate you guys having me back. And look, I like the Colts here. Now, if you want to look at playing the under, I think that you could do that. Another game in Germany, another game overseas. There's a lot that goes into that. That being said, though, man, it's hard to believe in the Falcons. I can believe in the Colts, especially the distance on defense. Yeah, I'm not going to overthink it. Give me Indy here.
Alan, don't you think last night's game, the Thursday night's game, the season toll is starting to catch up, and we had a rather flat game last night. And the same, I like your underplay for Sunday morning because, I mean, it's the quick turnaround and all the travel. That's not easy. And I can't figure out Atlanta.
No, I mean, we can't figure them out at all, right? And their coaching staff can't figure it out. They got a lot of talent. But you're right. That's such a good point. I mean, look at college football, the NFL, just traveling inside your conference, inside your division. It's not easy. Then you're going to do it to Germany? That's where it's brutal on both teams. You're exactly right. And think of all the little stuff, too. When you get to play at home, you sleep in your own bed, right? You use your own shower, you eat your own food. It's nice to do that, man. Going on the road to Germany, not as much fun.
No.
And the routine. Buffalo and Miami, noon on Sunday. Is this kind of Tua and McDaniel's last stand?
Yeah. Now, here's what we've got. So with Miami, you've got the head coach that's going to be there for the rest of the year. So what I think is going to happen with Miami is they're just going to completely fall flat. I don't think there's going to be much emotion in that locker room. I don't think anybody's fighting for anything. At Buffalo, the complete opposite. I love where this team is going. They're not perfect, but they don't pretend to be. But they're going to come out like a Buffalo and just run right through you. I'm all Bills in this one. Even on the road, I'll take it. Give me Buffalo.
I don't mind that at all. Let's go to another game in the AFC. The Ravens, they've won back-to-back games now that they've got Lamar Jackson back, but they're on the road Sunday against the Vikings, but they are still favored, a 4.5-point favorite on the road, total 49.5. What do you like here?
Well, I'll say this, all right? I like the Ravens, but I think I like the over the most. I think that there's going to be points from Minnesota, and I think there's going to be points from Baltimore. You're going to see two teams attack each other and do it offensively. And let me say, Minnesota can play some defense. I don't know how much it's going to matter because Lamar Jackson and this team looks focused, at least for right now. We'll see how long that could go. But it doesn't fix the defense for Baltimore. They still got problems, and I think Minnesota can move the ball, score some points. So, yeah, I mean, I like Baltimore, but my favorite play is the over in this game. There's going to be a ton score.
And that's a big over 49.5. Alan, at this point in the year, do you think Vegas has a better handle on sides or totals, or they just got it all down?
Sides. I mean, they've got it all down, obviously, right? But sides, man, like it's getting streaky, right? Like we've seen 2 weekends in a row where it's just favorites, and then it just, bam, we get a game last night where the underdog covers, the under hits, and, remember for anybody out there, for the Vegas side, generally the public bets favorites and overs, right? So when you get a game last night, that's where they cash it in big time. And you nailed it on the primetime game. That's where they're making their money.
Yeah. No, they absolutely are. They know what they're doing out there in Vegas.
It's not a hobby.
Yeah.
No, certainly not.
No.
Certainly not. Let's get to some of one more noon game before we get into the afternoon slate. A big one, Patriots and Buccaneers. The old TB12 Bowl. In this one right now, Tampa Bay, a 2.5-point favorite. The total 48.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, look, the New England Patriots right now might be playing the best football in the NFL, which means give me the Bucs, because that's what the NFL does. And exactly what we just talked about with the books, That's how they attack it. You're going to get a lot of money in on the Patriots, and rightfully so. Love everything Mike Vrabel's doing. They've won 7 games already, my goodness, right? But I think the Bucs are a little bit better, and I think the Bucs are here to kind of put a stop to it. I actually wouldn't mind the under, but give me the Bucs. I'm not going to overthink it. Give me Tampa, playing at home. I think they get that done.
And Alan, so many things about through all the years of friendship that we have, and how much we love having you on. You can have all the data points, you can have all the historical nuggets, and sometimes it just comes down to a feel. This is what the NFL does.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely is. And I'll tell you this, man, for any bettors out there, trust in your gut, knowing ball, knowing what you see, believe in it. It's real. Just trust it. You know ball, you can figure this thing out. Absolutely.
Do you think either one of these teams, Tampa Bay or New England, can win it all?
Here's the thing. Tampa, possibly. New England, how long does the hot streak go? But here's the thing. New England, I believe, will have the most free agency money in the NFL this coming free agency. So while it might not be this year, my goodness, we've seen what Mike Vrabel does. He continues to rise. If you want to take a look at New England for next year, I mean, again, this is way ahead. But, yeah, what you're talking about is not crazy, man.
And I'm not saying anything at all negative about Bill Belichick, the coach, but Bill Belichick, the general manager, the front office guy running the free agent money, he spent it like it was his own cash. He didn't like doing it. Vrabel will spend Kraft's money.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not yours. And the more money you spend, generally, the better you get, right? Like, Vrabel figured that part out and said, okay, yeah, let's spend the owner's money and let's go get the best players we can. Not a difficult process to follow.
No.
And Belichick, and he did it so well, but he made Troy Brown, what he got out of Kevin Hogan, what he got playing, some offensive plays with Mike Vrabel, how he would use Richard Seymour. He got away with that. Just go buy you a cover corner. You don't have to get somebody from offense to play it.
Exactly. That's the number one Belichick rule. Don't overthink it, buddy. Come on, let's go.
That's right. That's exactly right. Sunday afternoon, Rams and 49ers. Right now, the Rams a 4.5-point favorite. Total 49.5. What do you like here?
You can give me the under a 49.5. You can give me the under a 39.5. Look, I think it's going to be a defensive game here. It's going to be a heck of a football game. You have two apex predators in the wild that are not young and they're not healthy, but they know how to win games, man. You got a heck of a coaching matchup, all of it. 49.5 is a big number. I get that the Rams can score and I get that the 49ers can, but this is an old school, there's kind of an SEC West type of game. You know what I mean? Like this is gonna be a fight. Give me the under 49.5.
Alan, one of these days we'll have to be able to explain to the youngins. Brian, you're gonna have to too what the SEC West was.
Yeah. Hey, once you get Jefferson Pilot Sports, we're gonna give you the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
That's exactly right. Alan, before we get to a couple college games, what is your favorite NFL bet for the weekend?
Well, you brought up a good point, man, and you brought up, a team like the Bills that are playing well. I'll say this. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles on the road Monday night. Now, it's going to be an Arctic plunge out there, but you know what Philly does? They run the football, play defense. They don't overthink anything. It's going to be a good game, but, yeah, give me Philly on the road. See if they get it done.
Arctic plunge at Lambeau, they call that springtime.
Yeah. They'll be out there in shorts and golf shirts.
That's exactly right. Over in college football, what are you liking for tomorrow? Or for tonight, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. First off, I like Memphis tonight, 3.5. Yeah. I know it's going to be a good game against Tulane. I'm excited to see. We got three good ones, man. UCF and Houston. I like Houston at team total there. But, yeah, I like Memphis tonight. And then you start looking at tomorrow, man, I'm going to roll with Vanderbilt, and I'm going to roll with Alabama. Now, that Alabama game, you can give me the under in that one as well. I think it's going to – that's also going to be a Rams 49ers fight type of game.
Yeah.
Vandy feels like the lock of ages, doesn't it? Auburn's quit, haven't they?
Oh, God. I think half that team's looking at where they're going to play next year. It's just it ain't good. And Vandy needing a bounce back after that Texas game, they're going to be hyped to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. You mentioned that Houston team total. You like the team total over tonight against UCF?
Yeah, 23.5, right? So you got it under that key number 24. Think how scoring is done in football, 3s and 7s. So 7, 14, 21, 24, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Yeah, I think we can get there. Take Houston at home. Going to be a good game as well for Houston.
Yeah, that is going to be a really good game. One more for you before we let you go. It's an early one. Tomorrow, BYU and Texas Tech, a top 10 matchup. Texas Tech has been rolling. BYU undefeated. Right now, Texas Tech, a 10.5-point favorite at home. The total, 51.5. Any feel in this game tomorrow?
Yeah, so here is the thing. I'm taking the over 51.5. If it was anything, like, if it was much higher, I wasn't going to do it because BYU can play some defense. But this game's going to have points. Don't overthink it. 51.5. We're going over.
I like it. Alan, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy this weekend. Good luck this weekend. We'll do it again next Friday.
Fellas, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one as well.
Thanks, Alan. Alan Bell joining us from Driving the Line, giving us a bunch of picks, NFL and college football for this weekend. He likes a couple of games tonight. He said he likes the Tigers minus that 3.5 and also likes a Houston team total tonight over UCF. I believe he said it was about 23.5 tonight in that game against the Knights. So some good action tonight and tomorrow, but let's go ahead and get to another break. When we return, we got to talk some Razorbacks. Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas in Fort Smith. He joins us next.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Brian Brett with you, and we got to talk the Razorbacks. Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas in Fort Smith joins us now. Ty, thanks so much for joining us. No game this weekend for the Razorback football team, and so you know what that means when you have a interim head coach, a coach opening, no game that weekend. That means the entire week everyone's talking about who that next coach will be. What are you hearing about this opening, and who do you believe are those top choices, the favorites, to maybe be the next Razorbacks football coach?
Well, I remember when Stats was talking about this in the offseason and mentioned Ryan Silverfield's name. He seems like a possibility, at least when you go online. Guys, I don't pretend to have any insight close to the board or the search firm or anything else. I just kind of follow it along like everyone else does. But I think it's going to be wild to see that how these jobs end up again playing out. Wisconsin elected to keep Luke Fickell, but there's so many jobs come open. I don't know if someone's cataloged this, but guys, this might be the most coaching turnover we've ever had during the course of the calendar year. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Arkansas was out there. They were out there first. Or was Penn State ahead of Arkansas? Who was first, Arkansas or Penn State? But Arkansas, they've had this opening for a while, and we just wonder who's going to break the logjam and hire first. You would think one of the first to fire would be the first to hire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make sense. But, man, this is, and it is entertainment, but at the same time, it's nerve-wracking. I think Arkansas fans are apprehensive and just want this thing to get settled and finalized. But guys, you're not going to pluck a coach away from his team mid-season and then name him your head coach. So there might be a silent agreement that could change depending on how the season plays out. Certain coaches that are high profile that are not having success, like Dabo and Clemson. I don't know if he'd necessarily go to Fayetteville, but I think his name is the more popular one as he continues to struggle.
Yeah, now Arkansas lost a coach to Clemson one time, and they got a coach in Danny Ford from Clemson. They lost Kenny Atfield to Clemson, and they got Danny Ford from Clemson. Only thing that would scare me about Dabo is I'm a little leery of the guy that's been to the mountaintop. Do they really want to do it again?
And yeah, no, that's a great question. There's a lot of comparisons with him and Cal. Cal's issue was he kept trying to do the freshman thing and make it work. They kept losing to upperclassmen teams, and he was like, okay, finally, I don't think I can do this philosophy anymore. In Dabo's case, it's the portal, right? He's been very slow to react to it. And Stats and Brian, I wonder if you, whether it was in Fayetteville or somewhere else, I wonder if you would adjust to, like, you know what, if I want to get back to that mountaintop that you're referring to, I can't do what I used to do. Some guys are just stubborn and will do that way to the end. That's what made Saban so great. Saban kept losing to these high-octane offenses. It was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to go insane. He switched it up, and not that he didn't have still some really good defenses, but he went to a spread, used Lane Kiffin, and had success there. So the great ones adjust, and we'll see if Dabo is stuck in standstill or if he decides, hey, I need to rethink my philosophy a little bit.
Another Arkansas and Clemson connection. One time they were really close to hiring Tommy Bowden from Clemson in one of the many coaching searches. Ty, okay, you do have a great pulse and feel for your audience, your listeners, your friends, your contacts, never mind board of trustees, big boosters. Who do they want, and did 18 penalties and another loss finally doom Petrino?
I think so. Tommy disagrees with me, but my thought process is if you don't win a single game this season, I'll give Petrino credit because he at least has kept it closer at home than some of Pittman's games have gone. But the whole point is winning. And the idea with Bobby is you can pay him less, pay more to a defensive coordinator and staff, more money for NIL. I don't know if that's the solution. I think, so Memphis, you guys being in Memphis know all too well about TV deals, right? And how it seems like the Tigers get screwed whether it's just getting to a new conference or I know the American has a deal, but I just think about that upcoming deal in 2030 and what's eventually going to happen when they split off and everything else, guys. I'm not so sure Arkansas is not going to get left out in the cold. And if you don't have someone that's solid here these next 3 or 4 years, then Arkansas football is going to look a heck of a lot different than it has previous decades here in Fayetteville.
Ty, I understand the concerns. I know people are looking to that. There's no way Greg Sankey or the lieutenants in his office that would probably ascend to being the commissioner, whether it's Herb Vincent with Arkansas roots from North Little Rock or Charlie Hussey or anybody, nobody's being left behind. Whenever we have that next shakeout around 2030, 2031, guarantee you, if you're in the SEC, you move on to that next shakeout. They're not going to let that happen.
I hope you're right. And maybe I just worry too much, Brett, but that's been a conversation on our airwaves this week. And you think about the transitions. Let's think about the transitions for Arkansas football. You didn't have the right guy in '92. Certainly not when you came in the league. Didn't have the right guy in 2012 when Missouri and Texas A&M came in the league. John L. Smith. Didn't have the right guy in Sam Pittman when Texas and Oklahoma came in the league. So these transitional periods, whether you're joining the SEC or they're adding teams, and when they move to 9 games next year, that's the next big one. Like, you're going in the most brutal schedule outside of the National Football League that has ever existed in football, ever.
That is such a great historical point. You're right. The timing has been horrible for who they had in. Now, Kenny Hatfield and Coach Brawls were at loggerheads over even flirting with SEC, and he wanted nothing to do with it and left Jack Crow as the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, and that's what happened for Arkansas. So these data points that I just laid out, and you could argue there's some other schools that haven't had the right spots either, but Arkansas's missed on all of them. And so, like, whoever, whether it's Freno or whoever else, you better hope that they know what they're doing for when you go into this gauntlet. Oh, and by the way, you got to go to Salt Lake City, too, and play Kyle Whittingham next year. So it is just, it's difficult, guys.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Ty Richardson joins us from ESPN Arkansas in Fort Smith to talk the Razorbacks while things are difficult over with the football team. The basketball team got a nice start to the season win over Southern, 109-77. But that competition really kicks up tomorrow with a big-time matchup against Michigan State, a ranked Michigan State team, number 22 in the AP poll. What do you expect with this matchup tomorrow night against Tom Izzo and the Spartans?
Well, I think they're going to lose, Brian, and I'm talking about Arkansas. I mean, Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff have been fantastic. You guys saw that firsthand in Memphis, but it's a different animal going into the Breslin Center and playing Tom Izzo. I know they have a tendency to start slow under Izzo, kind of like Arkansas or any team does under Cal. And you just have freshman lapses. We'll see if Carter Knox plays tomorrow night. He's been banged up a little bit. And I think it's good. Like, frankly, guys, if I'm an Arkansas fan, I don't want them to win because I don't want that hype train to get rolling too early. Guys start reading their press clippings. I think it's an early loss to the Razorbacks when they're 500 heading into Game 3 against UCA Tuesday night.
I mean, 2 nuclear warhead coaches going against each other. Those guys, and here in Memphis, maybe the best the Memphis Tigers have ever played in any sport. Calipari beat Izzo's brains out in 2008 down in Houston. Is that right, Brian?
That's right, yeah.
Down in Houston in the regional before advancing to San Antonio, and neither one of them ever forget. Now, speaking of reading the clippings and hype, don't let them know Memphis radio guy picked the Razorbacks in his Final Four. Don't let them know that, Ty. I don't want to put pressure on anybody.
Yeah, I'd love to see it in Indianapolis in April, Brett. We could enjoy some St. Elmo's cocktail and figure out some other things to get into. But, when you look at Arkansas, and I think a lot of your listeners got a chance to see this when they came to town, they've got front court players, they've got wing players and guards. I think the SEC is going to beat you up, and so that's a little concerning just because, like, getting out of it. It's kind of like the football quarterback comparison you bring up. So how Arkansas handles that, but then at the same time, you're battle-tested and you're ready for the talent you'll face in the tournament. So I think there's pros and cons to this, but I really like Arkansas come postseason time. I'm going to be a little skittish about picking them in my Final Four.
But I went Purdue, Houston, Texas Tech, and Arkansas.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Little revenge if they play the Red Raiders. Man,
sure would be.
That was an epic game in San Fran last year.
Yeah, it really was. That would be fun if we saw that again. Well, Ty, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. We'll do it again next Friday.
Brian, Stats, love it. Stats, have fun this weekend, okay?
I will. And Bryant tonight against Tulane. Big one for the Tigers. We will.
Thanks,
See
Ty.
you guys.
Thanks, Ty.
Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas joining us to talk the Razorbacks.
Now, I mean that about Calipari and Izzo. Look, they're both in the Hall of Fame.
No, absolutely.
So that speaks for itself. But only 2 national titles between them, one each.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I think that shows how hard it is to win and win the national championship in college basketball. You know, I mean, we only have what now 2 coaches that have won it twice, active coaches.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Bill Self and
Dan Hurley.
Okay, I forget him.
Yeah, I think those are the only 2. I could be wrong, but I mean, you know, it's hard out there to go out there and
it
win
is
a bunch of times.
It's very hard. But look, also, and it's one of the great John Calipari nugget statistics, and I bet Izzo's got the same.
Mm-hmm.
His players, any player that he recruited and coached, and just their NBA earnings, never mind off the court like Derrick Rose and Anthony Davis and others, and many others, just NBA money, it's approaching $10 billion.
Insane. It is insane.
I mean, that's a hedge fund.
It's crazy. I mean, it is silly money out there.
And when he goes into and talks to parents, to mom and dad, and he can say, "I've made my players billions, lives you can't imagine without me." It resonates.
It does. It absolutely does. I mean, it's very easy.
That can't be taken from him.
No,
and that can't be lampooned or ridiculed.
Very easy.
Not even I would try it with Calipari with that.
That's good for sure. But they got a big one tomorrow against Michigan State.
I think they wear Michigan State out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited to see that one tomorrow night. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. But before we do that, when you're in Memphis, you think of getting some barbecue. You can get that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue any day at the Commissary. Awarded the best barbecue in the city in the Commercial Appeals Best Barbecue in Memphis 2025 Bracket Showdown. Visit either location in Germantown and in Collierville for lunch or dinner. Stop in at the Collierville location and try the new all-you-can-eat buffet. Available Monday through Friday. Pick and choose between 3 proteins, 5 sides, and a drink, all for just $15.95. For more than 40 years, the Commissary has been a staple in this area, and major reason is because of the quality of food they serve. My go-to, it's got to be the ribs, but it's hard to resist that barbecue shoulder. Get it chopped or pulled, get it by the plate, or get it by the pound. It comes in handy with their sandwich packs. Feed the whole group with a 6-pack. 8-pack, even a 12-pack, and don't forget about the desserts like the delicious banana pudding, the lemon icebox pie, or the brownies. Check out the entire menu and catering options at commissarybbq.com. Whether it's a watch party this weekend for your favorite team or maybe you're out there tailgating, let the Commissary cater your next event. It's hard to believe, but it is the holiday season, so let the Commissary cater that event. They can cater any size party for you or check out their private party rooms, perfect for any holiday celebration. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, just a couple more weeks, so make sure you go ahead and order those turkeys and hams. Give them a call, 901-754-5540, or the Collierville location, 901-979-5540. Get that whole turkey or ham, a small or a large, starting at just $79.95. Get all the sides like gravy, dressing, and the sweet potato casserole. Make that Thanksgiving perfect for you. But today, stop in at either location in Germantown, open daily till 8 p.m. and in Collierville, open till 9 p.m. for that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue at the Commissary. Well, let's get to a break. When we return, we're talking more wagering as Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. He joins us next.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss? Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Steady flow of traffic spotted right now already over here on 40 East at Sycamore View Road, all the way out past Germantown Parkway. It's moving right now. Let's keep it that way as you head out towards Fayette County. Coming out of Midtown right now, it seems like it's gotten a little bit busier from time to time there southbound. 240 there past Norris. Weimer's Jewelry, your full-service family-owned jewelry store. Shop there this holiday season and shop local because you'll save a lot of money with these folks at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Friday afternoon. We got to talk some more wagering, and we do it at this time every Friday afternoon with Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now to talk some wagering. Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. A lot of games to get to, but let's start with the action tonight, and let's start with the game right here in Memphis, Tennessee. 8 o'clock our time on ESPN. Tulane and Memphis. Right now, the Tigers a 3.5-point favorite. The total, 53.5. What do you like tonight?
It's a great one, but I did want to ask Brett if Lane Kiffin has shown his team film of the Citadel beating Arkansas in 1992 and reminding his team that Jack Crow got dismissed by Frank Broyles right after that game. So
it sure can happen. 10-3 that day, and Bruce, that day was the first that game and that season was the first time, Brian, you'll love this, that you could advance a fumble. Remember, Bruce, back in the day, if you didn't catch it kind of off the carom, you were down at the spot of the fumble. That day on a scoop, it was 3-3 late. I was riding with a friend to Oxford for Ole Miss and Auburn that night, a great win over Stan White and Auburn and Pat Dye that night. And it was the first day that was legal for a scoop and score. And Citadel and Charlie Taffy, they cashed it in that day. No, I don't think Lane's showing 92. He may be showing them the Washington State game, though, from a few weeks ago.
Well, yeah, that would be for sure. I can't remember if Danny Ford was on staff. I know Joe Kynes got promoted after Crow got
He was not. Ford was not there yet. Jack Crow was coach, and Joe Kynes was D coordinator. And then they fired Jack Crow the next Sunday morning, the following day, and named Joe Kynes interim, and then Joe Kynes, trying to be good to a buddy, brought in Danny Ford as offensive consultant, and he worked his way to having the job.
Wow.
They slaughtered South Carolina the next weekend in Columbia.
Yeah, that's right. And I remember it was sort of a foregone conclusion they're going to go with Ford the following year. But anyway, let's talk about this game tonight. I think it's a great one, and it's, by the way, this is like coaching carousel special. I'm not sure either of these guys are going to be at these jobs next year. To their credit, because they've both done so well. Silverfield's done a little bit better lately than Summerall, though. I think it's interesting. You know, Summerall had that great record at Troy, and the first year and a half at Tulane, the first half a year at Tulane, he was doing very well. But they've only covered 3 of their last 11 against the spread. And I don't know that Retzlaff, who was this is a great shotgun marriage arrangement for Tulane, when he became on the market right before the season started. And it's kind of solved their quarterback thing after T.J. Finley washed out of there in the spring. But he hasn't been quite, I think the end-all there for Tulane. And really, if you look back, I mean, his stats at BYU last season were okay, and he made some big plays, but he made mistakes too. I tell you, what Memphis, they took care of business. There was no mystery of that Rice game last week, and like we talked about, I mean, just get out to a lead and don't let Rice, do that option stuff and start playing the clock. Get them behind, and that's what Rice couldn't handle. Tulane is different than Rice, obviously, but every time I see Memphis this season, and I admit I did not watch the UAB game, but every other time I've been so impressed with what they've been doing, the balance on the offense. Brendan Lewis, how do they feel at Nevada for letting him go? I mean, he's turned into a really good fit for Ryan Silverfield, who should be on a short list for a lot of these coaching jobs. And we'll see what happens. Maybe he wants to stay at Memphis. I don't know. It'd be great for Memphis if he did, but I am so high on him now. And Summerall, too. Summerall's going to get a call, I'm sure, as well. I'm going to take Memphis in this one, 31-23. I think this is their year in the American. Navy lost last week to North Texas. We got some other games coming up. That South Florida game, though, that's the one. If they came back and beat that team, and we saw what South Florida did last night, that's really impressive. So I'm going to give Memphis a look tonight.
Bruce, and we'll come back to this. Let's say they both do open. Memphis and Tulane in the same coaching cycle. They're both open. What's the better job?
Memphis, I think, because
I agree.
of the corporate.
The corporate. And I'm not being a homer.
Right, and I agree. And
That's
the corporate support there, and the FedEx there. I mean, you've got Tulane is still as good as they have been in some years, and that's where Willie Fritz left too. It's still an NFL city, and Tulane's going to be second fiddle there. I think Memphis has got a little bit more to offer there. It's the game in town. They've redone doing the stadium, FedEx, corporate support. I think Memphis is a little better job, but we'll see. And I think Memphis is both of them. If there's the next expansion from some of these leagues, will probably include both of those two. But Memphis is probably the next one to fall, whether it's the Big 12, ACC, whatever. I'm not sure that's imminent, but whenever it does, I think Memphis gets the first call. But we'll see.
Bruce, we're either both right or we both think way too much alike. I agree with you on every point you made, and including Tulane stuck in NFL city. Yeah, the Tigers have the SEC all around them, but even as big as the SEC that it is, and we think that it is in the SEC, is not the NFL. It's not going up against that. And the Tigers have done it with Fuente. They've done it with Norvell. They're now doing it with Silverfield.
Yeah.
That's three. That's simple math. Tulane's done it with two, Fritz and Summerall. That's it, and a lot of losing before Fritz.
And too, I mean, in New Orleans, I mean that's still LSU territory. Baton Rouge 100%. Is just up the road, so that's still an LSU city, I think, too. So I agree. I think Memphis is a slightly better job.
Definitely. I want to get this out there because I'm just seeing it coming out. Pete Thamel reporting that Memphis quarterback Brendan Lewis is a game-time decision tonight against Tulane. He's dealing with a lingering ankle issue that knocked him out of the game that Memphis lost to at UAB, which was the Tigers' only loss this year. So Pete Thamel reporting Brendan Lewis is a game-time decision. And I just personally, I'd be shocked if he doesn't play tonight against Tulane, but definitely something to keep an eye on tonight for the Tigers against Tulane. Before we move to Saturday, Bruce, anything with these other two games tonight that you like?
Yeah, I like Northwestern a lot against USC. Brett might have seen a note I sent him. I was actually at the last game Northwestern played USC at the Coliseum. Wow. September 27, 1969. Wow. I was in sixth grade. 48-6 SC.
Wow.
First play of the game, Clarence Davis went around right in and a sweep and a perfect power, student body right, 73 yards for a touchdown, and it got worse from there. The interesting thing about that game, Jim Fossil, who was the backup quarterback to Jimmy Jones that year for SC, played extensively in the second half of that game because SC was well ahead and John McKay took Jones out. When I met up with Fossil before he passed, I had lunch with him in Las Vegas because he lived there. Interesting. And I brought up that game. First of all, he couldn't believe I went to it. And second of all, he recalled everything about that game. He was all the pass completions. He threw a couple touchdowns. It was very delightful. But anyway, that's my memory of that night. And I still have the ticket stub, by the way, from that game. Anyway, what's going to happen tonight? I think USC
Bruce,
was.
I guarantee you, he didn't remember more about that game than you did.
Yeah, it was. I wish I could have recorded it. It was really fun. But for tonight, let me say this about USC. They were really lucky last week because if Dylan Raiola doesn't go out, they lose that game at Nebraska. They were on the ropes. Nebraska was in control of the game. They were in SC territory, already up 8, third quarter. Raiola was looking pretty sharp. When he goes down with the injury, in the case of Nebraska, the backup Latif was awful. He could not throw the ball downfield at all. I mean, he had 7 pass attempts for 7 yards. So all of a sudden, their offense was completely limited, and SC was able to squeeze out the win. They got very lucky last week. They probably can win this one tonight. I mean, they are a 2-touchdown favorite. But Northwestern is pretty scrappy. If you got 7.5 in their game at Nebraska, again, they could have won. That means 5 straight covers for Northwestern. This is a team that reminds me of David Braun's 2023 Northwestern. Very, very robust on defense, and the quarterbacking is a little bit better than it was last year because Preston Stone is in from SMU. He's not quite put up the numbers he did 2 years ago with the Mustangs, but it's an upgrade from what Northwestern had last year. I think this is going to be a close game tonight, and I'll take the Purple Cats in this one plus the points against SC at the Coliseum.
Very, very interesting pick, but not straight up on Northwestern, just plus the points.
Yeah, boy, I mean, I'd be almost tempted just as a flyer and a little side bet to do the money line. Let's just stick with the 14.5.
You got.
It's moved down a little bit. There might be a 14.5 out there, but 14 is fine too.
Tomorrow morning early, Mississippi State, they host Georgia. We see the good job that Jeff Lebby's doing, and I'm not surprised at all about it. But Georgia favored 9.5. Are they on upset alert?
Yes, I think so. And there's a lot of banana peels in the SEC, and Mississippi State finally got a straight-up win, rousing fashion last week. But, heck, we've talked about them before. They've been close so many games. I mean, the only game they were really out of it this year was the A&M game. And even that game, mid to late in the third quarter, that was a competitive game. Then a couple big plays by the Aggs broke that game open. But that was also in College Station. Here in Starkville, they've been tough. I mean, they could have beat Texas. They could have beat Tennessee. Both games into overtime. And Jeff Lebby's spread mark since last season, very, very good. I think he's 14-5 his last 19 games against the spread. Last year at Between the Hedges in Athens, this was after Blake Shapen got hurt. And Van Buren, the freshman, threw for over 300 yards. And at Mississippi State, and Van Buren's now at the LSU, but he's, they were a 34-point underdog, and they were kind of hanging around. They only lost by 10, 41-31. Georgia has not been a great point spread team the last few years, and I'll point out, and we've talked about this before, these guys are flying really close to the flame this year, and they're counting on Gunnar Stockton bailing him out. He's mostly done it. He did it against Ole Miss a couple weeks ago in the game you were at, Brett. He did it last week against Florida, but they were in desperate trouble in both those games. Couldn't get them back against Alabama. This is just the character of this Georgia team. Now, it's resilient, and I think Kirby loves that fact that they do fight. But they're not dominating anybody. And this Perils of Paulinac, they're walking a tightrope here. They probably win, not by much. I'm going to say 31-27 Georgia. I'm going to take points with Mississippi State tomorrow.
I like it. Top 10 matchup tomorrow morning on ABC, BYU and Texas Tech. Texas Tech, even though this is against a ranked team, a team that's higher than them in the rankings, at home, Texas Tech, a 10.5-point favorite, the total at 51.5. What do you like in this one?
I sort of like BYU, but I'm going to have to come clean on this. I've sort of missed on Texas Tech this year, and I've been thinking they were sort of overrated the whole way. I liked Kansas State a lot last week, and that turned out to not work. Listen, they've done a great job of upgrading through the portal. all that Cody Campbell money, and it's Joey McGuire's his boy, but I think the guy who really is the mastermind there is James Blanchard, the football GM, who they're paying a lot. Notre Dame tried to get him out of there, and he wants to stay in Lubbock. But they have upgraded. They've had money to use, but they've spent it right. And I look back at, a couple weeks ago, they had to go down their third quarterback because Morgan was out, and then Will Hammond got hurt, and he's done for the season. Mitch Griffiths, the guy they pulled, this guy had started a full season at Wake Forest before, so this year third string with some experience, and that is Blanchard going in the portal to get some depth. That worked out very well. Now, but I do think BYU's being undervalued again. I know they've had some close games, but they have won on the road. That game at Arizona was very impressive. They also, when Colorado was playing better, they pulled that thing out. This is a really a brawling defense they've got up front. They are very physical. I'm not sure Texas Tech's going to be able to run that well. So it's up to Bear Bachmeier, the quarterback, if he can make enough plays, and he seems to be making progress in his freshman year. I think BYU keeps this thing very tight, very physical game. I'm going to call them to win it, 30-27. I think there's some magic about this BYU, and I think they can do it tomorrow.
Whoa, BYU straight up in Lubbock against Texas Tech. Bruce, there are times that I don't even think this is real life. I truly believe the best bet of the day tomorrow is Vanderbilt. And then I look at the Indiana point spread over Penn State. Is this real life that Vandy's a best bet of the day on the second playing Saturday of November and Indiana 14.5 at Happy Valley?
Well, I think it's just a sign of 2025 college football. I mean, it's a different world. The Auburn, I'd be a little careful with this one, only because, the week after Freeze is out, and I think he'd been whistling past the graveyard for a while here. If he lost that Arkansas game 2 weeks ago, they'd have pulled the plug then. They were just waiting for the right moment to do it, and the Kentucky loss certainly proved that. But they have been close, really, in every game. DJ Durkin has been promoted from defensive coordinator. It sure ain't his fault that Auburn has struggled this year. That defense has played heroically.
That's right.
And Durkin is in line. Don't be surprised he becomes the biggest, highest-paid defensive coordinator somewhere next year. So I think he's also auditioning for a head coaching job somewhere. So we will see. He had been a head coach at Maryland before. Obviously, they do have some offensive issues, but the defense has played lights out. And every game against a ranked team, they've been close. Here's my worry about Vandy, Brett. Last year, right about this time, is when Vandy started to cool off. And they had several big games late October last year, too. And they started to go flat some in November. Now, maybe this team is a little bit deeper, and we talked about what Barton Simmons has done in the portal. But I'm a little worried about this one if I'm Vandy because, listen, Auburn seems like they'd play the Denver Broncos within 17-10. They wouldn't win, but I think this game might be kind of close. I'm more thinking, and the other game, too, it is rare to see Penn State that big of a underdog at home. But in retrospect, that really wasn't that bad an effort against Ohio State last week. We know how good Ohio State is. They almost beat Iowa the week before, so they have sort of responded to Perry Smith, the interim. It's just Indiana has looked so good. Are we really going to pick the week where they don't cover a game? It did happen a couple times. Michigan State and Iowa covered against Indiana. So that one, I'm almost thinking I might like Penn State a bit, but it's certainly not near the top of my list, and neither would Auburn or Vandy.
Bruce, before we get to a couple NFL plays from you, what is your favorite bet of the weekend in college football?
Well, I am actually up here in the Bay Area, and I will escape from here, though it's tough, being up here. Really, it really is tough. But visiting the grandkids, that's not tough, but it's just being up here. I'm going to probably go watch Air Force and San Jose State tomorrow. I think Air Force is a great bet tomorrow. This number has gone up. It's about 5.5 now. I don't get it. Air Force has played 4 straight games decided by exactly 3 points. Oh. San Jose State plays close games every week. They can't put anybody away. Air Force is in the same spot it was last year. Actually, a little bit better. They hit November last year 1-7, won their last 4. They're 2-6 now. I really think they win this game tomorrow. They could get bowl eligible. They could sweep the month. Liam Zarka has turned into a very good option pilot, and they strike for big plays. They're running a little bit faster pace than the past. But this number has gone up. I think anything over 3 here, given how close these teams play games. you got to take the underdog. I'm taking Air Force. That's my best play of the week tomorrow up here in San Jose.
I like it a lot. What do you like in the NFL on Sunday?
You're not going to believe this first one. I like the Jets. I don't think Cleveland should be favored here. I don't know why Cleveland is favored. They're on the road. They have their 3 road games. They haven't been closer than 14 points. Dylan Gabriel, the offense, I mean, the only game where things kind of went well for them with him was the Miami game when the Dolphins completely imploded. But that game was at home. They just don't have enough offense to be laying even a point or two on the road. Listen, the Jets have been close against the Steelers, the Bucks, the Broncos. They could have won all those games. Justin Fields might have a little more confidence after that comeback win against the Bengals. They got Breece Hall rolling again. And if Cleveland's a favorite just because it's got 2 wins and the Jets have 1, that's faulty reasoning. I don't think the Jets should be an underdog here. I think they're going to win, so I will take the Jets there. And a later Sunday afternoon game, not the Sunday night one, that's the Steelers, who I kind of like a little bit too. Detroit is back in Washington. They're laying about 8. I think the Commanders are done for this year, and I thought that a few weeks ago. Look at these recent efforts. They're not even close. Now Jaden Daniels is out again, and Mariota's last few efforts have not been good since he's been in there. They're losing games by 24 last week, 21 the week before against Kansas City. Dallas blew them out before that. I mean, they have really tanked it here. And Detroit, I know they lost that game last week. A little bit disappointing. They look like they're off a bit this year from last year, but they've still got potency. One more thing, revenge for Detroit. It's Washington who knocked out the Lions in the playoffs last year in that upset. And remember, Detroit had home field edge in the NFC. They'd have hosted the Eagles in the championship game for the NFC had they beaten Washington, but they got burned by big plays and some mistakes. Added up, I think the Lions win at least 2 touchdowns Sunday in D.C.
Detroit big over Washington. Bruce, we're getting close on time. Tell me who you think will be the next LSU coach, and tell me who our friends, your sources, and contacts in Baton Rouge, who they think will be the next LSU coach. And might be the same answer.
They still seem to think Lane Kiffin will be the guy, but they admit that there's a 50-50 chance he says no. I talked with them about it this morning. They say they'll shoot for anybody. I mean, they'll even try to pull Ryan Day out of Ohio State. It won't work. I brought up James Franklin. They said possibly, and they said John Summerall possibly is a fallback candidate. I don't know which way they're going. Auburn getting involved now, and this has sort of clouded up the coaching carousel. So they're at a little lost. And Charlie Hanegraaff was telling me this morning, he said, who would actually be available who's actually won national titles? He said, I don't think they're getting Kirby out of Georgia, and probably not Ryan Day. And so Kiffin's their number 1 target, though. I'm not sure he's going to go there. We'll see.
If they don't get him, will they ever admit that they wanted him? Or are they going to quickly shift to, oh, we never wanted him? That was all the media's doing that.
Oh, they probably will. They probably will do that. But this is a real vacuum down there now. They've moved out the AD. They've just reappointed a new AD. I think there's a lot of red flags about that job there, and especially when the governor's getting involved. I mean, the pressure there is through the roof. James Franklin would take that job, though, and it is still a big-time job. So that would actually be my bet, but he might not be their first choice. We'll see.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Well, it's going to be a fun weekend. Bruce, where can we find more of you?
Thanks, Brian. Check me out online. A lot of picks. We got college basketball going. I'm actually going to watch Santa Clara tonight play McNeese. So it started in college hoops. We got picks up there for that, NBA, NHL, and all this football this weekend. VegasInsider.com. We'll stand by for picks. Also, CBS Sportsline, Sportsline.com. Check out some stories I got there, too. And picks with a different twist at winnersandwhiners.com, picks and parlays.com.
Bruce, enjoy your weekend. Good luck this weekend. We'll do it again next Friday.
Okay, boys. Have a good week. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. Good luck. All right, first one of the year, Bryant. True or false? Santa Clara has been to a Final Four.
True.
It's very true. Very good. Way to go.
What a way to start the year.
First time all year I've got a true or false on the Final Four, and you nailed it.
And I nailed it. And Brett, just to
and
make
Bruce going to a Santa Clara game on a Friday night in November.
I love it. I mean, nothing screams college basketball more than a Santa Clara game on a Friday night.
Guarantee you, while he's there, he will see something that later in the year he'll win cash on.
Oh, absolutely. I will not be surprised at all when he gives us a Santa Clara bet later in the year. But Brett, I'm watching the Brainiac Bowl right now. MIT and Harvard playing basketball right now. So I mean, how could you not love that?
Throw the Scantrons out in that one.
Throw the Scantrons out. Get them out of there.
Throw the Blue Books out.
That's right. Everything up for grabs. But we got to get to another break. When we return, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He'll be with us to give us his Landers locks. That comes your way next on Sports Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Tiger Nation, Memphis basketball is back at FedEx Forum. The 2025-26 season tips off Saturday, November 8th at 2 o'clock as your Tigers take on San Francisco. Come see Coach Penny Hardaway's new squad hit the court and join us as we honor our heroes on Military Appreciation Day. Be one of the first fans through the door and score a first player card from the 2025-26 commemorative deck. It's time to stand up, Memphis. Get your tickets now at GoTigersGo.com. That's GoTigersGo.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-2485. 800-390-2485. 800-394-2485.
G-League action returns to the Landers Center when the Memphis Hustle tip off the 2025-26 season on Saturday, November 8th at 7 p.m. Arrive early to get a Hustle grab bag featuring various giveaways from previous Grizzlies seasons. Get your tickets today at memphisHustle.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56
Good afternoon.
traffic.
Pretty active with a couple of wrecks out here in the last few minutes. 240 starting to really crank up, especially going eastbound here at Mill Branch, all the way out to 385 Bill Morris Parkway. Moving at the moment as you continue out towards Collierville, it's just up through Midtown. Got clogged up a little bit earlier coming southbound there around Lamar. Hey, Weiber's Jewelry, your full-service family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Check them out this weekend. Shop local, Weiber's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids. 'Cause all the cool
Welcome back into
kids,
Sports
they
Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some more wagering, some more bets. Joining us now, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford to give us his Landers locks. Brad, how's it going this week? How's everything over at Landers Ford?
Bryant, things are great, man. I got a busy showroom. We got people here saying, God, get me done in time for the 8 o'clock start.
No, that's right.
Tigers, or the 7 o'clock start with the Grizzlies tonight, or the Brandon Lake concert at the Landers Center, or my high school football game.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, there's so much going on in Memphis tonight, but we got folks here getting them taken care of, getting them out in time for the game, and it's going to be a great weekend, guys. We got some huge programs that started yesterday. I'm really excited about it. So all of 2024 model year, not once did we have the program we got right now in 25 model year F-150. I have 0 for 60, which reflects by 0 for 66 months, guys, on all the F-150s. Started yesterday. What's great about this program, too, is it stacks. If any of our customers have a private offer, or right now for Veterans Day, guys, $1,000 for veterans, retirees, active duty in the military, that also stacks with that 0% offer. So we've had a lot of traffic today, people hearing about the offer coming out and checking out F-150. We got 100 on the ground, ready to sell, and really excited about that program that we're going to have this month.
Brad, that is a great offer for our veterans. I know on Tuesday that giant American flag flies every day proudly at Landers Ford in Collierville, but on Tuesday it will have a lot of special interest in it. Will you have even better deals on Tuesday?
Man, we will have great deals on Tuesday. We'll have great deals all month. We're going to have some Black Friday special at the end of the month, but I'm going to hold off on that a little bit. We also have 0 for 72 on the Lightning, the F-150 trucks. I know there's some things out there in the media that happened over the last 24 hours regarding Lightning and the future plans. Some questions I've gotten about what's going on with Louisville City. And guys, I feel still good about, the future of Ford here in West Tennessee and with Louisville City, and just figuring out the right production is going to happen there. But we also have Explorer, $1,500 off plus 3.9 for 72. And then we also have those priced at X-Plan. And then we got our Bronco Sport with a really great deal. We priced those actually below invoice, priced them at Ford employee pricing. So great time to come out, check things out here at Landers Ford. Special shout out to Lakeland Elementary, where my daughter goes. Today they had their Veterans Day program. Guys, it's a special program every year. One of the honorees this year was a 80-year-old nurse that served in the Vietnam War. My daughter led the group in the Pledge of Allegiance, and I don't know if you guys know this yet, but her great grandfather actually wrote the pledge back in 1892. So family, my daughter.
Oh, I love that. And Brad, I promise you, just a few weeks ago back on 9/11, 2 months ago, I told the story of never in my life, before or since, had this occurred. But that weekend, I'm at Alabama and Arkansas at Bryant-Denny, and it was the first full Saturday after 9/11. The entire stadium stood and recited the Pledge of Allegiance, and man, it felt good.
I've never heard that story, man. That's awesome.
It felt good. We ought to do it every week. I've said either Veterans Day or Thanksgiving ought to be every day of the year.
That's right, man. And I'm so thankful for all those people that served and the generations that came before us that brought us to the point where we're at today and the freedoms that we get to enjoy. So love taking care of those folks, helping them out, and also got some special offers in the shop too, with extra rebates for our vets on tires and so yeah, man, it's a great time to come on out, check us out, and then for service, we'll meet you where you want to be met. We'll do an oil change in your driveway if you want with our mobile service van, or you can offer pickup and delivery. We'll come pick it up, bring it here, service it, bring it back to you. And then if you want to come enjoy our nice Black Folgers coffee, it is ready for you to enjoy. So we're here We talk about if it doesn't say Landers, you pay too much. But if it does say Landers, when it comes to service, we'll meet you where you want to be met. So thank you guys for the opportunity to join you this beautiful Friday evening. I'm excited about the Tigers tonight, and that's going to be our start with the Landers Locks, boys.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Tigers?
So, Tigers. Memphis line start a little bit higher. It's dropped this week, -3.5. Vegas knows something we don't. But guess what Vegas has done wrong all year? Bet against the Tigers, guys. Yeah. Memphis has only got one loss against the spread, and that was that UAB game. Everything else has been a win. So let's keep riding that momentum. Memphis -3.5, home tonight against Tulane. I will warn the listeners at home, when I pick Friday night games, guys, it has not gone very well. But Memphis, I have faith in tonight. So we're going Tigers -3.5 at home against Tulane. Another team.
I know a happy box on the suite level that will be celebrating that, and that'll be the Landers box.
That's right. It'll be full tonight. Blackout at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. So a lot of folks probably trying to find a little black apparel for the Tigers because I don't have any in my closet. So I had a lot of blue. I even got some pink and I got some white, but had to go get some black today. So excited about the game tonight. Going to be heading out there with my wife for our anniversary this evening, guys. 17 years ago today, my wife and I got married. So no better way to spend our anniversary than going to the Tigers game and watching them whoop up on Tulane.
Right. That's exactly right. What else we like this weekend for your Landers Locks?
So Iowa at home getting 6.5 points against Oregon. Iowa played Indiana extremely tough at home. Indiana's probably toughest game of the year was that game on the road at Iowa. 6.5 points. An Oregon team that's not put up the points like they have in years past. Iowa's defense is always stingy. Their offense is playing better this year. That's a lot of points in an Iowa game, especially at home. So I will take the 6.5 points, probably even make it 7.5 in a couple of different opportunities. But Iowa plus 6.5 home against Oregon. And, guys, Almond Joy has nuts and Mounds don't. It's kind of like how the Vanderbilt Commodores continue to cover games and Auburn don't. So I'm going to take Vandy at home
Anchor down.
-6 against the Hewlett Freeze Auburn. and let's keep anchoring down. We got lucky last week, guys.
Boy.
I was 1-3 and 21-point backdoor cover to allow for me to have that opportunity. So
line drive in the scorebook, Brad. It's all, if that green check mark pops up, it's no explaining it.
That's right. So I was glad to finally see the opportunity to do a backdoor because a couple of these games this year have gone the other way for me. So, and then who's even got a better record than Vandy against the spread this year?
Who's that?
Was that Cowbell? I heard.
Oh.
I'm going to take the Bulldogs against the Bulldogs at home, get 9.5 points. So give me Mississippi State 8-1 this year against the spread. I don't know if I'm 3-0 with them this year, but plus 9.5. Georgia 3-5 against the spread this year, and not great on the road. So give me the Mississippi version of the Bulldogs as my fourth college Landers lock this week.
I like that.
Yeah, Georgia Georgia always pulls those games out, but one of these days you got to miss out at the end.
That's right. And I mean, they've been close. They've ended up winning these games, guys, but they've not done a great job of covering the process. On the opposite end, Mississippi State keeps covering but not winning. So, man, I think Georgia upset alert. And I really like Mississippi State at home on Saturday. So we'll transition to the NFL. Mr. Harvey delivered for us last week, so we at least had some good graces there. I'm going tight ends this week. Tyler Warren over in Europe, plus 155, getting a touchdown again. Hadn't had one the last couple of weeks. Man, Indianapolis' offense was just not good last week in every stretch of the imagination. So hopefully Daniels Jones is the Daniel Jones from every other game this season versus the one that used to play for the New York Football Giants. So I'm going to take Tyler Warren. I'm going to go with another TJ. TJ Hawkinson got a touchdown last week, plus 330 at home against Baltimore. Baltimore's defense was a little bit better last week, but not been great this season. To get that good of odds on a tight end in that game, I'm going another TJ Hawkinson. And then the last one, we'll finish it out. Steelers got a home game in Los Angeles on Sunday night, but I'm going to go ahead and take a different tight end, a Charger tight end. We're going to go Gadsden to second. Man, since he's gotten that lineup, he's really been playing well. Already got a couple of touchdowns this season. Actually has the highest odds from any receiving player for the Chargers this week. So I'm going to take a little tight end trifecta. So Warren, Hawkinson, Gadsden, and let's see some folks get paid this weekend.
Let's do it.
I love this in the clarity of how you lay them out. It is very similar to how y'all do it at Landers Ford. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums, no misleading prices, no fine print you gotta be gauging for. Just real savings on a huge selection of new Fords. And Brad, if it doesn't say Landers,
you paid too much.
That's right. As always, thanks so much, Brad, for joining us. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Guys, I appreciate the time. Brian, I still never saw the picture.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot to send it to you. Holy cow. It's coming your way right now.
To print next to my J Huff photo on my desk.
It's coming your way now. Yeah, Brad, you can count on it. I'm sending it right as we speak.
Sounds great.
Thank
you, guys.
Thank you, Brad.
Brad Bellamy joining us from Landers Ford. I can't believe I forgot to send that picture. I'm sending that right now.
And that is how community-minded they are. With everything going on this weekend, Brad mentioned tonight, if you want to go to a high school football game, I want to sell out at the fairgrounds. I want big crowd at FedEx Forum. But high school playoff football, that's where you'll be.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be down at Christian Brothers. They've got a big playoff game tonight. I know there's some other big ones. I'm wearing my
with a Notre Dame commit at quarterback for Knoxville Catholic. Did I hear Eli say that this morning?
I think that's right. I know he's committed somewhere, but I think you're right. I think it is Notre Dame. So yeah, that's going to be a big one. I've got my Houston football hat on. They've got Germantown tonight in the playoffs. So,
at home?
No, at Germantown. So that's
at home would have been at Landers Field.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Landers Ford Stadium at Houston High.
Unfortunately, it won't be that, but that's a big one. So, yeah, high school football all around, Tigers, Grizzlies, a lot going on tonight and a lot going on this weekend as well. So, it should be a ton of fun. But let's get to another break. When we return, we got to do big number of the day, but we also got to get started with our Tiger bankroll. Tomorrow, the Tigers and San Francisco. We'll make our picks. We'll do all that next on Sports Time.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
G-League action returns to the Landers Center when the Memphis Hustle tip off the 2025-26 season on Saturday, November 8th at 7 p.m. Arrive early to get a Hustle grab bag featuring various giveaways from previous Grizzlies seasons. Get your tickets today at memphisHustle.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9871. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9871. That's 800-575-9871. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You know, every year I encourage people to make Thanksgiving easier by having Central Barbecue do all the cooking.
So you're going to do something different this year?
God, no. Central Barbecue is the perfect choice to make your holidays less labor-intensive.
No effort to do something original then?
None. Why would I? You could slave over a hot stove for hours on end to make some fantasy of a meal for friends and family, or just call or go online and let Central Barbecue do all the slaving for you.
That's the holiday spirit.
It sure is. When a holiday is all about eating and then lying around watching college football, then you simply can't beat the ease and comfort of leaving it all to Central Barbecue.
And that's the pioneering spirit.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM, your Mid-South sports station.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
What up, big guy? I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Brett, Friday, we're all in the Friday mood. I think we should switch it up today, and you kick us off.
You got it. My big number is 17. That's the number of teams with 0 or 1 loss in FBS in college football. That's 4 undefeated and 13 1-loss for a total of 17 with 1 or less losses. By the way, there are 19 teams with 2 losses. You fall into that club, you kind of get lost a little bit in the wash.
Yeah.
You stay in that 1 or 0, and that's going to go down over the weekend. And I'm talking about the Tigers and in effect, Ole Miss, but against Citadel heavily favored. I haven't even seen a line, and it's named the score and everybody addresses plays. Yeah. But for the Tigers, stay in that 1 or 0 club. That's better than going into that mix with 19.
Oh, it absolutely is, and so it's going to be a big one tonight. We've talked a lot about how big it's going to be, and starting to count down the hours.
Are you nervous?
Brett, I'm nervous.
Good kind or bad kind or any kind?
I'm nervous about all these games, and we kind of talked about it earlier because of what happened in that UAB game. You got to be perfect the rest of the way, and it's really hard, no matter what team you are, to be perfect.
I was the bad kind of nervous last Saturday against South Carolina. I was nervous all day about that game, and I just thought, man, everything I had said bad about Lenore Sellers, he's going to come back and pay me back. I felt terrible the whole day.
Well, I don't have that necessarily type of feeling about tonight, but I am nervous about it, and but I've got friends sending me pictures.
So you're scared. You were nervous about Troy, and you're not Tulane.
Well, I mean, that was way earlier in the season, Brad. I mean, we were still trying to learn the team at that point.
The stakes are so big, though. Look, I talked about it in top story. Win and stay in the college football playoff mixer. You go for the Tigers. You go to a bowl that's very undesirable. Yeah. Same in the SEC. Nobody wants to go to anything but the playoffs.
That's right. So it's all these games are really, really important down the stretch.
You can't make people want to go to the Citrus Bowl.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. But Yeah, we're counting down the hours. Just about to be 3 hours until game time for the Tigers and Tulane. I got buddies already out there tailgating, sending me pictures, having a good time getting ready for tonight. But my big number this afternoon is the number 5. Luka Doncic has scored or assisted on 311 points in his 5 games this season. That's the most by any player over his first 5 games of a season in NBA history. So Luka Doncic, even without LeBron James, he is being that guy for the Lakers, the guy that he's always
got going
been.
Here last Friday night.
He did, and he has shown how talented of a player he is. And you read everything, it sounds like the Lakers starting to make that change of him being that primary guy for this organization moving forward, and he definitely is ready to take over as that guy for the Lakers.
First Memphis Tigers bankroll of the year. We start with an imaginary $1,000.
Yep.
Keyword, imaginary. You can't blow it all in one fell swoop.
Right.
You got to keep enough to play all year long. I guess you could jump out there tonight with something crazy, but you got to keep money because I don't really know what the penalty is if you get overdrawn with us. It'll just be the derision we'll give the others will give, I guess.
Thankfully, we haven't had to worry about that. And
we do not overdraw.
No, I don't want to have to worry about it. So let's not do that. How about that?
So we start with 1,000 tonight. Memphis, or tomorrow in basketball, 2:00 at FedEx Forum. Memphis will be favored 4.5. I'll start. Everybody ready?
Go.
Anybody want to go before me?
No, go for it.
Tigers win 84-80. Give me the 4.5 and me win by hook for $25.
Man, that is scary. It's also, both those teams be getting up and down the court if it's 84-80. That's a lot of points. Okay, Landon, you want to go next?
I guess I will. I mean, last year the final score was, I believe, in that 4-point range. So I don't know. This seems like it's going to be a good game. I've heard that San Francisco's got a lot of new guys, but hey, so do the Memphis Tigers. We've got a lot of new on that court. So I don't love it, and I don't want to do the same wager as Brett. So give me San Fran for $30.
Okay. All right. So
because I'm not that confident in it.
You got 30.
Remember how much the Tigers gave up in those 2 preseason games.
That's true.
It's true. It is going to be a lot of figuring out in these first games.
But, I mean, yeah. Brett, how much did you put on yours plus 4.5?
25.
25.
25 and 30. Do you want to go higher?
I'm going to take
or lower.
All in?
I'm going to take the Tigers. I'll take them minus the 4.5. I think being at home, San Francisco having to travel, first time they're having to travel this season. I'm going to take the Tigers, and I'm going to take them for $50. How about that? Try to jump out and maybe get ahead of y'all off the bat.
Get a little clearance early.
Bankruptcy's knocking.
Well, I don't know if I would say necessarily bankruptcy's knocking yet, but
we will do First National Bank Friday football forecast at 5:30, and we'll see if you've really paid up for that Alumni Association membership, going full homer with football tonight and basketball tomorrow.
I mean, look, if I'm right, it's gonna be a great weekend around the city for the Memphis Tigers. So hopefully they get it started tonight against Tulane, and then tomorrow against for basketball. So.
Man, there's a lot of picks today. We've got Allen's picks, we've got Bruce's picks, we've got Brad's picks, we've got Tiger Bankroll. The odd sheet for me. I mean, I need a spreadsheet.
Yeah, no, you around this time you need a spreadsheet for a lot of these games.
We got to do picks at 5:30.
Yes, we do. So picks, but we love it, and that's what you get here on a Friday on Sports Time. But we need to get to another break here in just a second. But before we do that, let me remind you, perfect time this weekend. Head down to Frontier Western Store down in Olive Branch. Family owned and operated since 1967. Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. The one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands when it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for. they've got it in stock. But if you need a new pair of jeans, well, Frontier Western is the place you need to get to. They've got all the brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. While you're there, check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered for the entire family with plenty of in-stock proven classics like Ariat, Dan Post, and Durango, and that's just to name a few. Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch and check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for Frontier Western Store. Well, let's get to another break. When we return, we're talking Tiger basketball. After we made our picks, we'll talk about what to expect tomorrow, what Jason Munns made of the comments earlier this week from Coach Penny Hardaway and some of the players. We're talking Tiger basketball. Jason Munns from the Commercial Appeal. He joins us next.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech For You. Tech For You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech For You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech For You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated Tech For You. Technology simplified.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Memphis football is back in action Friday, November 7th, when the Tigers take on the Tulane Green Wave in our Salute to Service game. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, and Tiger Nation wear black. The first 2,500 fans will score a Memphis Tiger camo trucker hat thanks to Mid-South Pulmonary. Join us as we honor and celebrate all military and first responders. Be all in. Get your tickets now at gotigersgo.com/tickets.
You're standing inside a secret prison. It houses the Nazi high command.
I'm going to put Hermann Goering on trial.
Sony Pictures Classics presents Nuremberg, starring Academy Award winner Russell Crowe, Academy Award winner Rami Malek, and Academy Award nominee Michael Shannon.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Yes, schuldig.
Order! Order! Nuremberg, now playing only in theaters.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 Traffic.
Good afternoon. More volume here in the last few minutes. 240 eastbound up by Poplar Walnut Grove as that traffic gets a little bit heavier at times. Certain sections of the Midtown area, I-40 around Chelsea, 40 east looks like it's on the increase a little bit more as you come past Wolford Hollywood headed over to White Station. Hey, give the gift of cleaning this holiday season. Save up to 40% off at Zips Car Wash with gift cards and wash books. Check out their website for more information and a location near you this weekend at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Friday afternoon. We got to talk Tiger basketball. We just made our picks for Tiger Bankroll, but now we got to talk about this team. We talk about it every Friday with the Tiger basketball beat writer Jason Munz from the Commercial Appeal. You can find all his work over at the Commercial Appeal. And you can also listen to him and our friend Jonah Dillon talk about the Tigers on the Tiger Basketball podcast from the Commercial Appeal. In that podcast, you can listen to them break down the College of Biblical Studies, and you can also hear Jonah Dillon compare a Tiger basketball player to Victor Wembanyama. Jason, how are we doing this afternoon?
We are well, Brian. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic.
We're doing great. We're doing great. Here we go. Now, Jason, I had to check to make sure. The Tigers are 0-0, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it feels like they're 0-10.
No kidding, Jason. And I blame it on those, and I don't like those preseason games. I hope when we expand the schedule, we get away from that, because it is already kind of poisoned the well a little bit heading into the year. And today you had a tweet. It said a once promising outlook as depicted by Tigers coach Penny Hardaway seems to have become engulfed by a shroud of gloom. Are we buying it? Question mark. And you put it in question mark form. Let me submit, I am not buying it. I'm not giving up at 0-0.
Yeah, I just cannot. Despite everything that my eyes have seen and my ears have heard over the last 2 weeks, I cannot seem to shake the possibility that either two possibilities. Things are rough, both behind and in front of the scenes. But I can't shake the thought that they'll snap out of it. Mm-hmm. Like, that happens. The light bulb does go on sometimes, and you snap your fingers, and everything that you thought you knew was just kind of not real. Or the other possibility is that this is all just kind of like some sort of strange ruse, some sort of weird gamesmanship, or something. Maybe it's a misread on Penny's part, but that's why I say, are we buying it? Because I'm not ready for two reasons. I can't rule out the possibility that something is going to happen that we don't expect, and it's the season opener. Like, you can't just be like throwing in the towel now.
Right. Jason, you wrote about what Penny Hardaway, what Quante Berry, and I believe Curtis Givens also spoke with y'all earlier this week. What did you make of those comments from Penny Hardaway about the offense, installing it, and what did you make of Quante Berry talking about the players-only meeting earlier this week as well?
See, now that's the hard part. Here's because I remember, I mean, because it was just a couple days ago, but in the moment, and of course you have to understand that, like, I was also there in Atlanta when Penny, said similar things to what he said on Wednesday. He was like, I'm not, things he did stop short of saying that he is worried. He did stop short of saying that after the game against Auburn. But he did make it very clear that things are going to have to get better fast in order for, his hopes and dreams and everything else to come to fruition. So armed with that as a base, you go into Wednesday, and he comes out and says basically the same stuff, if not even worse. Where I asked him point blank, because he wasn't dancing around it, but he wasn't just flat out saying we got problems. And so I just asked him. I was like, are you legitimately concerned here, or is this just you sort of being a worrier? Are you maybe just is there something that's making you uncomfortable that you also recognize is just a you thing and not not something that would worry other people? And he was like, no. Yes, I have concerns. So it was. I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm just like, man, this has gone so left so fast, because it was not that long ago that he was saying that this is the second most talented roster he's had since he took over in 2018. And I just don't understand where things went so wrong. That's what I can understand.
All right, Jason, and this is just a question from me. It's not accusatory. I'm just asking a question because I know it's bubbling out there at a lot of places. Does any of this lend you or make you maybe speculate, believe? And you're not in the speculation business. Let me strike that word. You're in the reporting facts business. Has there been any cause for concern that maybe some NIL payment didn't come through and some of these guys are very aggravated over it?
I've asked that question. I've kicked those tires because some of this does seem sort of, in the same ballpark as what happened last season with Tyreek Smith, where, you look up, a guy who's gone through the entire summer, all of a sudden things get he's like, I'm not with the team anymore. And then he's back, and then he leaves again. And it's like, this does sort of kind of give you that vibe, and so because of that, happening very recently, relatively recently, a year ago now, like exactly a year ago, I've asked and have been told that it's not that it is not a Tyreek Smith situation, that this is just a matter of there are some players, and this is Penny Hardaway talking, this is not speculation. There are some players, multiple, plural, on this team who so far, or at the very least in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, are not willing to play ball, and I mean that literally and figuratively, the way Penny Hardaway wants them to play ball.
Yeah, all out.
And I don't think that this is a situation, to answer your question, I don't think this is a situation where people are like, you promised me this and you're not giving me that, so I'm going to quiet quit. I've been assured that is not the case. This is just a matter of. And
let me apologize to you for maybe even alluding to that you didn't know this or ask it. Of course you ask it. Your antenna is better than mine, and of course you ask it, Jason.
No. Good work. I appreciate the question. I just that from what I've been told. Has
anybody been voted team captain? And do they need one?
That is a question I haven't asked. But all off season, Penny has said that the leaders of this team are Doug McDaniel, Curtis Givens III, his point guards. He wants his point guards to be the leaders of this team, and also
it's got to be.
Berry.
It's got to be McDaniel.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's very clearly the top of the totem pole. Not just because he's a point guard, but also because might be the best player on the team. And so I mean, I don't know if technically anybody's been named captain, but again, he has said multiple times throughout the off season that his leaders are his point guards, Doug McDaniel, Curtis Givens III, Quante Berry. He's thrown in Zach Davis a couple of times. But Zach Davis didn't really play much in those exhibition games. Penny hasn't named names, but he did say the other day that he's getting the energy and effort that he is looking for out of certain players, and there are certain players that he's not getting it from. And the problem is that who's giving that effort and energy are not the players who might be the most talented players on the team. So we're left to our own devices because he won't say who they are. We're left to sort of guess.
Well, Jason, my next question was going to be about the starting lineup. You go back to, I don't remember exactly when it was, but a month ago or so, Penny Hardaway said that week he was gonna hopefully be able to name a starting lineup, and now this week he's saying he doesn't really know what the starting five will be in the first game against San Francisco. He switched it up a little bit in both exhibition games. Listening to you talk, seeing some of these quotes, you mentioned the quote where he said the players that are giving him energy aren't the ones that have the talent to be out there. The ones that have the talent aren't given enough energy. Feels like all of this might be playing into a role of he thought he knew he was going to have the starting lineup set back then, and now he's kind of seeing them out there and going, I don't know if I can rely on these guys in the starting five. What would the Jason Munn starting five be tomorrow afternoon against San Francisco?
If it was how it's supposed to be, all things being equal, I would think that it would be Doug McDaniel, Sincere Parker, Zach Davis, and or Hassan Abdul Hakim, who is legitimately not 100%. I've checked on that one as well because Penny's been saying for a few weeks now that he's dealing with a pretty severe quad injury. And, our antennas go up whenever we hear, things like that this close to the season. But I've checked on it, and it sounds like that's a legitimate thing, that he's definitely not 100%. So, but going back to the thing, Doug McDaniel, Sincere Parker, either Zach Davis or Hassan Abdul Hakim, Aaron Bradshaw, and Tariq Ingram. That, if all things were being equal, I think that would be your 5 of those 6 would be in the starting lineup. Now, Abdul Hakim is not 100%. Tariq Ingram got here in late September, and Penny has been very clear he wasn't ready. He was not in shape, and they are trying very hard to ramp him up. I think once they get him to that point, he will be in the starting lineup. I don't think he's there yet, so I don't think he's going to start tomorrow. But again, that I think is your ideal situation for a starting lineup. I don't think that's going to be the starting lineup tomorrow.
Jason Munn's our guest talking Tiger basketball, and he will be with us every Friday at this time all the way through March Madness. And it's presented to you by Jim's Place Grill. Over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations, family time, and lasting great memories. And they love every year being associated with Jason Munn's. From the Commercial Appeal, recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the E in grill. Every steak grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's Place and taste and see and feel the difference. Lunch hours Monday through Friday, 11 a to 2 p.m. Dinner hours Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30. You can enjoy the Tiger football game tonight in the bar area, and tomorrow afternoon the Tiger basketball game. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark with hard work, values, and a dedication to their beloved diners. The Terrace family, they've created that memorable dining experience. At lunch, the staples like the souffle ma, the shrimp cocktail, crab cakes, and those salad dressings, all homemade. At dinner, the calamari, the soups, the seafood, and the steaks, ribeyes, fillets, and strips. Enjoy that bar area, all at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville, and they bring you Jason Munn's every Friday from the Commercial Appeal.
Absolutely do. I'm curious, Jason, and I'm asking for a lot in this question because I did not get to see any of the exhibition game against Auburn. I mentioned bringing you in about Jonah Dillon comparing a player to Victor Wembanyama. It was Simon Majok that he compared to with his kind of coast-to-coast play in that exhibition against Auburn, and kind of comparing the size and athleticism in a sense. You look at the stat sheet, only 13 minutes in that exhibition, did not play in the exhibition game against Arkansas, but had 7 rebounds in those 13 minutes against Auburn. Now, I'm pretty sure this was later in the game. Don't know who was on the court for Auburn at that time. But we saw rebounding being a little bit of an issue in that first exhibition game against Arkansas. Do you think Simon Majok, even though a younger guy coming in as just a freshman, do you think he could find some minutes because he could bring that rebounding to the team?
I would be, because yes, rebounding, especially against Auburn, was an issue. Tariq Ingram, Aaron Bradshaw, and Tierno Stilla, arguably your top 3 bigs, had a combined 0 defensive rebounds against Auburn. That's bad.
Yeah.
like there is no sugarcoating that. That is terrible. One guy 7'1", telling people he's 7'2", Aaron Bradshaw. And then you've got Tariq Ingram, who's 25 years old, 6'9", 25 years old, and Tierno Stilla, 6'11", who is in his 4th season of college basketball. 0 defensive rebounds combined. So you hold that up against Simon Majok and his 7 rebounds in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
He's 7'1". He's 18 years old. Those were literally the first minutes he's ever played against another team in this country, on this continent. But so yes, I do think that. I mean, I think he earned at least a look. You know, and it wasn't just you
got to experiment.
Yeah, I mean, and when it's so drastically out of whack like that, with the other guys not doing any rebounding on the defensive end, and I know it was just one game and it was an exhibition and all that stuff, and Tariq Ingram only played 6 minutes. I think Silla only played 11. You know, but come on, man, that's inexcusable. And so couple that with the fact that the minutes that Simon got, he played really well. He not only did he have the rebounds, but he had the 3-point play that you mentioned, where he did go coast to coast and even had the behind the back sort of Olay. You know, he matadored that guy. And let's be clear, sure, the game was out of hand, way out of hand for most of the time that Majok was on the floor. But it was not like they threw the end of the bench. I mean, Keyshawn Hall was playing pretty late in that game, their best player. So, it was, and even the end of the bench at Auburn, team coming off a Final Four run, is still pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Like the end of the Auburn bench might be better than some of the top of the benches in the American. So again, listen, Simon played really well, and did not look out of place out there. Certainly he's I think Penny said it the other day. The part that he's struggling with is just sort of grasping the concepts and the system and the terminology and all those sorts of things. But once he gets that, I think even before he gets that, he's going to get a look. And I would think, is he going to start tomorrow? Maybe. We'll just put it that way.
Interesting. You mentioned Curtis Givens as a guy that Penny Hardaway looks to as one of the leaders on this team, and a guy that I think a lot of people were excited about what he could bring to the court and what he could do shooting the ball, but so far has struggled shooting the ball in these 2 exhibition games. You go back to last year, had some struggle shooting at LSU. The struggles on this team so far, again, through 2 exhibition games, we were saying the same thing last year, and they turned into a pretty good 3-point shooting team throughout the season. Who has to step up on this team and kind of become that knockdown shooter? Or do they have a guy that can be a knockdown shooter on this team?
I think they do. I mean, Quante Berry shot well from 3 last year at Temple. Julius Thetford, before he got hurt at Western Kentucky, shot the ball well from 3-point range. Doug McDaniel did not shoot it well at Kansas State last year, but the year before, I think he was like 35% or better even. So he can, and he did. I think he was 3 of 5 from 3 against Arkansas. Sincere Parker can knock down some outside shots. So yes, I do think they have options. Now, I'm not saying at all that there's a group that turned out to be as good as Tyrese Hunter, Peter Haggerty, and Colby Rogers at shooting the three. Like I don't think that there's a trio, possibly even a duo, that can replicate what those three did last season for Memphis. But they are, I believe, they are capable. It's just there were a lot of weird things that happened in those exhibition games, but not the least of which was shot selection. Like I think Curtis Givens III is going to be a valuable piece on this team, but he was 4 for 23 from the field. Okay, like he doesn't need to be shooting that much. Period. Point blank. And I think he had 12 field goal attempts against Auburn. In that same game, Doug McDaniel had 3 field goal attempts total. That can't happen. Like that just cannot happen. So, I think there are things that can be done to fix certain things, like 3-point shooting and scoring. But other things are going to be a tougher thing, and I think that's part of why Penny's saying some of the things that he is.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Doug McDaniel. He was 2 years ago at Michigan a 37% 3-point shooter, averaging nearly 6 3-point attempts per game. So, I mean, if you can get back to that, then you've got a guy that is your kind of go-to 3-point shooter in him. But we'll see. We'll learn a lot tomorrow in this game against San Francisco. Jason, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy this weekend, and we'll do it again next Friday.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Jason Munge joining us every Friday to talk Tiger basketball. You can find his work over at the Commercial Appeal. And I will say, we talked to Jonah Dillon on Mondays. We talk Tiger football with him, but they do the Tiger basketball podcast together, and it's really good stuff. Obviously, you hear both of them with us, both very knowledgeable, and so a really good podcast to check out from both of those guys. But before we get to a break, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out the 2025 models, like the 2025 Range Rover Sport, the 2025 Range Rover Velar, and the 2025 Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. Perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender, available in multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to jaguarbluffcity.com, but head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince, for Bluff City Jaguar. Let's get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for us to make our picks. It'll be our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast. That comes your way next.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Sometimes life can be challenging. Relationships can be hard. Work can be exhausting. Cold weather can seem to soak into your bones. In those times, there is only one solution: a bar. And not just any bar. What you need is Bell Tavern, Memphis's perfect downtown neighborhood bar. Forget your troubles by settling in at the bar or at a table at Bell Tavern and let the comfortable atmosphere, coupled with the fantastic drinks and friendly staff, wash your worries away. Come to Bell Tavern and meet some friends or make some friends. And remember that all those things out there in the real world are nothing.
If you're thinking of selling your home, think of me, Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf, because I've got the tools. No, I can't fix anything around the house. Heck, I never even finished my shoe shine kit in high school shop. And if you play golf with me, you'll see why I'm known as the worst golfer in town. And they call me Mr. Three-Putt or Sheldon the Shank. But I have all the tools to get your home sold. I have a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in what you make and when. And I'm part of a nationwide relocation network that provides many more transferred buyers coming into our market. Always interview 2 to 3 brokers. Make sure you include me, the bald, bad golfer who people say when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's right, my website says it all. memphisrelocate.com, or anytime call me at 483-0546.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band t-shirt, the one you wore everywhere until you lost it, now you're on eBay, and there it is. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. From rare collectibles and vintage cars to designer fashion, it's all there. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's busy around you, pretty much what I expect in certain parts of Midtown. On 240 South at South Parkway, it's gotten heavier right on schedule. Actually, over here on 40 eastbound from Sycamore View Road all the way out past Germantown Parkway. A little bit more volume in the last few minutes going outbound on Bill Morris right there as you come out 240. Weimer's Jewelry, your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Stop by and see them this weekend and shop local. You'll save a lot of money at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Here comes the hero man. Says he's the people man.
Friday football forecast from First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. Real estate isn't something you purchase or develop or desire. It's something you appreciate, respect, and know. With real estate, there's no gray area. You either know it or you don't. First National Bank and Trust, a proud division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. They've known it since their beginning in 1886. Clients depend on First National Bank because they know real estate. Brooks Winchester, Bill Samish, and many more can assist you in your acquisition of that hunting land, farmland, a construction project. Let First National Bank and Trust make your dreams a reality. 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Suite 140 in Memphis, 901-498-5763, or the office in Collierville, or online at fnbtmemphis.com. For commercial real estate, residential construction, or recreational and agriculture financing, let First National Bank and Trust help you. They're a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, where I have had an account, been a friend, and been a customer my entire life. I've been saying for 2 days now, biggest game in Tiger football history, and if they win, next week on the road at East Carolina will be the biggest road game in Tiger football history in about 2.5 hours. Out at the fairgrounds, this big game against Tulane, Tigers minus 5.5. The setting is the fairgrounds, the most important game in Tiger football history. In the inside position for the college football playoff, after we saw that revealed earlier in the week. Brendan Lewis, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, passing for the season, 557 yards on 109 carries with 8 TDs, rushing. Jake Retzlaff on the other side, 1662 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 513 yards rushing on 77 carries with 9 touchdowns. 2 good quarterbacks. Great matchup tonight. Memphis leads all time 25-15 to 1. ESPN, Anish Sharaff, 1989 Heisman Trophy winner Andre Ware, Paul Carcaterra on the sidelines. Tulane's won 17 out of the last 21 on the road. The Tigers, the only team in the American Conference to have at least 4 players with 6 or more touchdowns rushing. We've broken it all down. Let's make our picks. Let's start with you, Bryant.
Well, Brett, I learned something new this week. I did not know Winsipedia, which is a great site. Everyone knows about it. I did not know they were active on social media, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. This is what they posted earlier this week about this game. Tulane has won 3 of the past 5 matchups against Memphis, but the Green Wave have a 3-15 record on the road in Memphis since the first matchup played there in 1977, but they did win the last time they were here in 2023. With all that being said, I think the Tigers continue to roll. I'll take them at home minus that 5.5.
Tulane very familiar with playing at that stadium with their Liberty Bowl appearances. Landon.
Yeah, I'm right there with them. I'm going to go with Memphis here. I feel like Memphis has bounced back definitely since that tragedy we faced a couple weeks ago. They bounced back really strong last week, and I think they continue to do that this week. I know Brendan Lewis was a little bit shaken up, but I feel like he's shaking that off at this point. Jake Retzlaff, playing good, not great football, and I think that's not going to be enough to take down Memphis. So Memphis all the way.
Okay, I'm not going group lock. I do think the Tigers win, but I'm going to take Tulane plus the 5.5. Tigers win 31-28 tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock on ESPN. Dogs and Dogs in Starkville, Georgia minus 7.5 against Mississippi State. Georgia leads all time 21-6, 5-1 in the last 6 at Davis Wade Stadium at Scott Field. State leads the SEC with 11 interceptions. Kirby 112-20 in his tenure at Georgia. Jeff Levy very improved in his second year at Mississippi State. Dave Pash, Dusty Dvorak, and Taylor McGregor on the sidelines. Just the 8th Georgia-Mississippi State game ever.
Wow.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mississippi State here. We've talked about it a couple times, but State has kept these games close at home. I think they're undefeated against the spread at home. So I will take the Mississippi State Bulldogs plus that 7.5.
Your style of Bulldogs? No, I'll go next. I'll take Mississippi State. So group lock, Landon, you going to do it? I'm going to take State. Georgia wins 28-21. So you going group lock?
I'm not going to go group block here. I love what Mississippi State has put on the field this year, how the disaster they had last year, coming out strong this year with a big win over Arizona State. But there's just something about this Georgia team this year that they're finding ways to win, and I think they run away with it. So I'm going to go with the other dogs in Georgia.
3 o'clock on SEC Net, Vandy minus 6.5 over Auburn. Diego Pavia versus DJ Durkin. Hugh Freeze doesn't have to suffer another humiliation to Diego Pavia. 22-22-1 all time. Vandy with the win would give them the lead all time over Auburn. Ouch. Auburn's won 9 out of the last 10 in this series. These two played in the 1955 Gator Bowl. Vandy with the W that day. Taylor Zarzer, Matt Stinchcomb, Torrey Petrie on the West End. Brian, I know where you're going.
Yeah, Brett, I still haven't been able to forgive myself. What was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago when I picked against Vanderbilt? So now I can't do it again. Diego Pavia, it's a shame that he won't get to see Hugh Freeze again across the sideline, but I'm still going to anchor down. Give me Vandy.
Landon?
I'm with them on this show. We anchor down with the best of them.
We do. We do.
We do this week. We anchor down.
Anchor down.
38-10. Vandy, big, early and often over Auburn. 6:30 on ABC. Bama minus 10.5 over LSU. This was a game of the year a lot of years. Not this year, but still in prime time at Coach Nick Saban Field at Bryant Denny Stadium. 57-27 to 5 all time. LSU really thinks they're in Bama's league. Bama's won 8 of the last 10, 11 of the last 14. You can go any stretch of any history book, but the Tigers, they're not there with Bama. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, Frank Wilson's debut as coach, interim coach, since opening in 1929. The best home field advantage in college football. It's in Titletown. 845 winning percentage for Bama on campus. In 22 career starts, Garrett Nussmeier's 15-7. His dad, Doug, was once offensive coordinator at Alabama. I'll start Bama big, 35-13. Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bama as well. We talk about these interim coaches, a couple of them making their debuts in the SEC this week, and so you're worried about that bump you see. Sometimes we saw it last week with Florida against Georgia. But I'm going to go with Bama here. They have played really, really well, so I think they keep rolling.
Yeah, I think this is a good rivalry game, and I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks early in this game to get things kicked off, but LSU's just not in the same league. So we're going to group lock on Alabama this go-around.
All right, lock and shock, Landon.
My lock for this week, I'm going to be taking Arizona minus the 4.5 versus Kansas. I like this Arizona team. They're very fast. They're very explosive. Noah Fafita at quarterback is just a really fun player to watch. I think they run away with this one and absolutely cover that. And my shock this week, I know there's been a lot of hype with UCLA and their turnaround with their coach, but I don't think they get it done against Nebraska. I'm going to take Nebraska plus that 1.5 against UCLA.
Brian?
I'm going to go with my lock. I'm going to go with Indiana minus 14.5 over Penn State. This Indiana team has been dominating and winning big, so I think they do it against a really bad Penn State team. For my shock, I'm going to go with Jacksonville State plus 1.5 on the road against UTEP. This feels like one of those great opportunities where we can get the outright win, get 2 points. So we'll ride with the Gamecocks.
Very smart picking. No need picking somebody plus 28.5 to try to get the 2. You got to go down there small to do it. Texas Tech for me is my lock, minus 9.5 over BYU. They win 45-14. And my shock, Mizzou plus a 6.5 straight up to knock A&M from the undefeateds. They win 31-28. In the NFL, starts early on Sunday morning. NFL Network in Berlin, Indianapolis, minus 6.5 over Atlanta. This will be Adam Amin, Kurt Warner, Christina Pink, and Stacey Dales from Olympic Stadium in Berlin, originally designed to host the 1936 Olympics that Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in with Hitler leering down at him.
Those videos and pictures are incredible.
Unreal moments, it for sure. And in football, finally, in the regular season there, the Colts, they lead all-time 15-3 first meeting, 1966. Landon.
I'm going to get things started off. I like Indiana Jones, and I like this Colts team, and I think they I think they take care of business across seas. So I'm going to go with the Colts here.
Brian.
Brett, I still haven't been able to figure out how do you handicap these games that are in Europe. They're at the crack of dawn for us over in the States. Yeah, I've been trying all season to figure it out, and I still don't think I figured it out as we're now in November and seeing a lot of these games in Europe. But I'll ride the hot hands here, and I'll go with the Colts minus that 6.5.
Group lock, Colts minus 6.5. Colts win 28-21, but that would win the money. Normal start time, noon on CBS. Tampa Bay minus 2.5 over New England. The Tom Brady Bowl, isn't it? He should be doing this game, but not on CBS. He's not doing it. You know who's doing it. Jim Nance, Silly Romo. Is he gonna make sounds this week?
Oh, for sure.
What about the noises he was making last week?
That's what we see out of Pat Mahomes.
All the grunt and guttural stuff.
He sure does. He's a noisy fella.
He's still a quarterback at heart, I guess.
Guess so.
And Tracy Wolfson on the sideline. Pats lead 7-3 all time. New England's won 6 straight as the underdog. Drake May versus Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Tom Brady's great, but these are two young good quarterbacks really making their way. Give me Tampa Bay to cover 24-21 to cover the 2.5. Brian.
Yeah, this is the one that I was back and forth on a lot. I mean, it took me a while to really figure this one out because Tampa Bay has been maybe the story of the year in the NFL, but kind of so has New England and what that offense is doing with a young quarterback, with a new head coach. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay here. I've been really impressed with what Baker Mayfield has been able to do, and I think he keeps it going this weekend.
I love where this line is at because Tampa Bay has done most of their wins by a field goal and usually in the last little seconds of the game. So I love where this line's at. So we're group locking on the Buccaneers.
325 on Fox. Rams minus 3.5 at San Francisco Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi on the call. 49ers lead all time 79-71 to 3. They're just 1-1 against each other all time in the postseason. 9 straight for the Niners over the Rams, including week 2. Who will it be at quarterback for the 49ers? We think we know. We'll know for sure when the game kicks off. We know Matt Stafford on the other side for the Rams. Brian.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of entire season for San Francisco can be described as injuries. I mean, injuries everywhere with this team, but despite all of the injuries that they've had at a lot of different positions, they continue to find ways to win. 6-3 on the year, and so have the Rams. It's been a good year for the Rams as well, but with this line being at 3.5, I think this could be a back and forth close game. Landon talked about it with the last game of it could be one that comes down to a field goal. I think the same here, and so I will take San Francisco plus that 3.5.
All right, I know I've been cutting it close on all these score predictions, but I'm going to do it again. 3.5 Rams. Rams get there. 28-20. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Rams get there. 28-24.
Whoa.
So I'm going to take the Rams to barely get there. Landon.
I said with you, Brett, Matt Stafford is looking timeless this year. Looks like he's never missed a beat, not skipping a beat at all. And I think the Rams take care of business here and definitely cover that point.
You know it's late on a Friday when you can't read your own writing.
It is.
Well, we're almost
very
there,
much
Brett.
Is.
Keep pushing.
We've officially
not
gotten
long
there.
to go.
Sunday Night Football on NBC. Chargers minus 2.5 over Pittsburgh. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark. 25-11. The Steelers all time against the Chargers. 2-1 in the postseason. First meeting, 1971. John Hadle against Terry Bradshaw. Sunday night, though, Herbert versus Aaron Rodgers. Landon.
I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I was at the Titans and Chargers game this past Sunday, and I saw them in person. Herbert looks really, really good. He can run with his legs when he needs to. He can put the ball where it needs to go. I really like this offense. Their defense looks solid all the way around, so give me the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Chargers as well. We already have 2 NFL group locks. A third?
No, it's not going to be a third. It's so hard for me. You know, we talked with Bo, I guess it was last Tuesday, and he's talking about he's going around and people are saying, but Tomlin's on the hot seat. It's so hard for me to even fathom that with all the success he has. And so I think it's going to be another one of those Tomlin-type games where they find a way to win this one outright. So I'll take Pittsburgh plus that 2.5.
NFL lock for me. Cleveland minus the 2.5 over the Jets. NFL shock for me. Jacksonville plus 1.5 straight up at Houston. Landon.
My lock this week, I'm going to go with Seattle minus that 6.5 versus the Cardinals. I know they got a big win against Bryant's Cowboys, and Seattle's looking really good with Sam Darnold. They just added Rashid Shaheed, so that should be a really fun offense to look with. And my shock, Brett, this week, I'm going to take the off week plus the 3.5 against the Titans. Wow. I think they're going to. I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you. We can't bet on off weeks. We can't bet on any of that kind of stuff.
Not good when you lose an off week. I mean, that's really bad.
That's almost more confusing in my handwriting this late on a Friday.
I'm not taking the off week. What I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to go with the Jaguars plus the 1.5 against the Texans.
So we're together.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely are.
All right, my lock, I'm going to take the Bears -4.5 over the Giants. It feels like the Bears are starting to figure something out. I think they get the win here. And then for my shock, I'm going to take those Commanders. I know a lot going on with injuries, especially at the quarterback position, but I'll take them to just maybe lose by a touchdown against the Lions +8.5.
Good luck to everybody this week. Game time counting down for Tigers in Tulane, but that's our First National Bank Friday football forecast brought to you every Friday by First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. For anything real estate, commercial, ag, hunting, recreational, give them a call or visit them at the 2 offices in West Tennessee at Ridge Lake Boulevard or out in Collierville. You can contact them at fnbt.com or call them at 901-498-5763. They build friendships. They build lasting relationships, hundreds of years collectively of lending experience, stable, secure, solid, reliable, and consistent through all these years.
Well, let's get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap everything up with Mo's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to base or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
This holiday season is short. Make every moment magical with a trip to Sissy's Log Cabin. Here, you'll take all your festive looks to the next level and find gifts to wow every one of your family and friends. Discover our unmatched quality, brilliant natural diamonds, and spectacular service when you shop in store or online at sissyslogcabin.com. Make this the most wonderful time of the year with a trip to Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
It's football time in Memphis and soon basketball. And we cannot forget soccer. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and you shouldn't forget real estate, as it's a year-round sport. I've sold homes on every major holiday, including Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Day. So don't think spring and summer are the only prime times to sell. What is more important is the prime agent you want representing you, me. With a highly successful strategic marketing program, people often say when you want the job done, call Sheldon. I may be the worst golfer in town and known as Mr. Three-Putt to my so-called friends. I am one tough dude when it comes to selling your home. During the upcoming sports seasons, interview 2 to 3 players, but definitely include me to lead your team. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Remember, Sheldon gets it done. Maybe not on the golf course, but I can sell your home. That's memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546, and go Tigers.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Say you stand by your man. Tell me something I don't understand. You said you love me, and
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries, its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today is it feels like it's a really big 2 days for the teams here in Memphis. Tonight there are two big games, and it feels like they're big for different reasons. You've got the Tiger football team at home against Tulane in a couple hours, and it's big because we know, we've been calling it the biggest game in Tiger football history, because we know what's on the horizon if you continue to win those games. You win tonight, you're going to be right there, right back in there. You might even be in the top 25 next week for the college football playoff rankings, but you'll certainly still be in there likely as that 12 seed, as the group of 5 representative. You lose tonight, well, a lot of that probably goes out the window. So a very big game there. But at downtown at FedEx Forum, a big game for the Grizzlies against the Dallas Mavericks. It's a big reason because all eyes, it feels like, nationally are on this Memphis Grizzlies team and kind of where this team goes from what has happened over the last week and a half. So a lot of eyes will be on the Grizzlies tonight against the Mavericks. Then tomorrow afternoon, a lot of eyes will be on the Tiger basketball team after 2 losses in the exhibition. Penny Hardaway and players saying we're having player-only meetings and we're learning the offense a couple weeks before the season. How does that team look against San Francisco? So it feels like a big weekend for the Memphis sports teams.
And Sunday afternoon, a matinee, the world champs in town, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Right, yeah, that's exactly right.
Really,
so it's tough schedule
really
for
big.
the Grizzlies, yes.
Really big weekend. What I learned, longest active home field winning streaks in college football. Bama at 16, Indiana at 14, and the Memphis Tigers at 11. If it gets to 12, then the college football playoff remains the target. And hearing the Crunch Time Loop and hearing Larry Munson tomorrow in Starkville, Dogs and Dogs, it really should be a trophy game. It should be the Jack Crystal, Larry Munson, Dogs versus Dogs
That's
trophy.
right. It really should be. We need to work on that. I think we could. I think we could try to figure that out. I don't know.
I don't think State wants any ideas from me, Brian.
Yeah, well,
you might have to offer that one up yourself.
Yeah, I might have to be the head of that one, because you're right. I think I don't think they want to hear much from you. What I could have done without today, and I know we mentioned this earlier, but this YouTube TV and Disney debacle, it feels like it is getting worse.
Hey, grandma alert. Done got ugly.
It done got ugly. I was hoping that we would get some resolution, because while I sit here and say Disney, we know that means all of the ESPN and ABC stations are no longer on YouTube TV. A lot of people I have YouTube TV. A lot of people have YouTube TV, enjoy it because they can do the multi-view, the 4 screens, get all the action in. But on 3 Sports reporting earlier, YouTube TV has called out Disney for leaking documents to the press and, quote, negotiating in public through their paid talent. Quote, really bad.
Really got ugly.
Once again, Disney is resorting to their old tactics like leaking documents to the press, negotiating in public through their paid talent, and misrepresenting the facts, including from the deals they're offering and taking credit for our product proposals. So,
let's get all that laundry out there.
Yeah, it's really getting ugly. And so if you're hoping to have your ESPN back on, your ABC back tomorrow for college football, I don't think this is ending anytime soon.
That's laundry that's so dirty you can't even turn the skivs inside out and wear them another week.
Right. Yeah, really bad.
That may have been way too much late on a Friday. What I could have done without the weight of the season, I think, starting to impact the play on Thursday Night Football last night. 10-7 combined, 3 interceptions, 22 penalties combined, only 408 yards between the two teams. Last week, 28-6, kind of ugly. Look, the toll and these short turnarounds, we had better games than this early when people were fresher and had more energy.
Yeah, you're right. That last night was really ugly, and I'm glad that we have put it behind us.
I listened to it right here.
That's right, and you can continue to listen to those games right here on Sports 56. Where are you beaming tonight?
Best tailgate in the best place on earth tomorrow in the Grove. And then next week it'll be Florida in town. But tomorrow it is the Citadel. Only 2 more home games tomorrow and next week against Florida. That makes me really sad. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock pregame with Gary Darby and Jake Ramada. And then at noon with the call, David Kellum, Harry Harrison, John Darnell. All the game action against the Citadel, all right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Yeah, you can listen to it right here. And before I tell you where I'm beaming, I'll go ahead and tell you what we've got coming up this weekend right here on Sports 56. Tonight, we have Ole Miss basketball against Louisiana Monroe. That pregame show getting started just here in a couple minutes at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, like Brett mentioned, we'll have Ole Miss and the Citadel pregame starting at 10 a.m. Sunday, we'll have our NFL triple header. Pats at Buccaneers, Rams at 49ers, and then we'll have Sunday Night Football with the Steelers and the Chargers. You can listen to all of that action right here on Sports 56. But, Brett, a lot of places to beam, but we called it the biggest game in Tiger football history, so how could you not
need to get over there.
That's right. You got to hop in the beam machine. That's why I'm using the beam machine, Brett. Get me over there. Get me in my seat. Get me ready to go for this big one between Tulane and Memphis. 8 o'clock. If you're not going down there, it's on ESPN, but make sure you get down there, fill this place up, give this Tigers great energy behind them, because this is a good Tulane team. We haven't talked much about them. They're 6-2, but you look at those losses, a loss against Ole Miss, and an unbelievable performance by the Rebels that day. And then last week, coming off of a loss against UTSA on the road, so you know they're going to be hungry, wanting to turn around and get a win. So it should be a fun one later tonight at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
A great place, bound by Central, Hollywood, Southern, and Parkway. You'll have a big time, and hope everybody enjoys. Have a safe time. Keep an eye on Jake Retzlaff. Let's make him play quarterback tonight, not running back. He's more dangerous when he's running. Let's see the health of Brendan Lewis tomorrow. Bama and LSU not as big as normal. BYU and Texas Tech. It should be big, but the point spread's big. No tortillas on the field, and A&M on upset alert, I think, against Mizzou. Navy, do they have a chance at Notre Dame? Grizz tonight against the Mavs, Sunday against the Champs, and the NFL all day on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend all around with the football, NFL, college, the NBA, everything going on. College basketball should be a ton of fun, but that's all the time we have. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again Monday afternoon.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Tiger Nation, the 2025-26 Memphis basketball season is almost here. Your Tigers tip off at FedEx Forum Saturday, November 8th as they welcome San Francisco to start another exciting year of Tiger basketball. Don't miss a minute of the action and secure your season tickets now to catch every dunk, every three, and every moment all season long. Flexible ticket packages are available at GoTigersGo.com/tickets or by calling the Memphis ticket office at 901-678-2331. Go Tigers Go!
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways,